when I say something I'm not supposed to say. What's up, YouTube? Watching the video later in the future. We got a good show tonight, though. It's 9/11. It is September 11th. It is the 22-year anniversary of September 11th. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about September 11th stuff, but actually, now that I'm on Rumble, I was thinking for the last segment, it was going to be a boring segment because I was just going to do live research into bricks, which means basically just reading stuff and educating myself. And maybe you guys learned something from it. I learned something because I don't know a whole lot about bricks, and I've been hearing a lot about it. So I was going to do live research into it, but that's probably going to be really boring. So since we're on Rumble, if you guys would rather, in the third segment, we can just watch Loose Change. We could just watch Loose Change, talk about it. And then when I upload this to YouTube, I'm gonna have to have timestamps wrote down. And I'm gonna have to go through and put like how Crowder does with the boom, boom, boom. Go to Rumble. Go check it out on Rumble. But we'll talk about this Morocco earthquake. We'll talk about 9/11. If you want to watch Loose Change at the end of the show instead of doing a boring bricks research segment, I think that might be better. It's an hour and a half, so it depends on what time it is when we get there. Because I got to go to bed. I got work tomorrow. You know. But yeah, I think that for 9/11, I think some 9/11 truther stuff over here on Rumble might be better content. So, fart? No, not fart. A bundle of sticks. What do you guys think about the thingy? Look. I feel like I have a speed bag in front of me, but it's a black ball. Pause. Somebody said I needed a pop filter on my mic. So I put this thing on. Does it sound muffled? Does it sound okay? You're the audio You're the audio professional, Bibby. What do you think of the big black ball on my mic? What do you guys think? So, but for the main segment of the show, I wasn't planning on doing anything September 11th-y. Just a real quick talk about, Biden's little address he made today and the memorial events. We'll talk about Tucker, the interview with Larry Sinclair. I know that's kind of a thing. A lot of people are like, who cares? He's bringing up old stuff, but I got some things to say about it. We're not going to focus so much on the interview. I already did a whole reaction to the full live interview over on YouTube. If you guys want to go watch that on jsurbanadventures on YouTube, you can do that. I do have some clips though, the old clip and the new clip. And there's some things I want to talk about that situation so I don't be called a hypocrite. We'll get there soon. First, Seasal, you're not first. You're not first. Bibby was first. But we're going to talk about the media's backlash against Tucker. All the big names, all the big pundits are coming out against Tucker, which I think is very telling. We'll get to that. And then we'll talk about Russia's Satan nuke. We don't believe nukes are real here, so we're not going to spend a lot of time on that. And then we got all these people escaping prison in Pennsylvania and Philadelphia. Multiple prison escapists this year. What's going on in Pennsylvania? We'll talk about that. We got reels, memes, rapid fire, all the fun stuff. We actually have a real segment in the rapid fire news part because originally it was just going to be one quick article I wanted to touch on that I saw it reported on Fleckus, and I wanted to talk about it. But then when I got that article, then it led me to other articles, and I was like, oh, Lord. So we got a weird science segment. It may be one of the most interesting parts of the show, the weird science segment. We're going to talk about artificial wombs and entities being made in lab dishes and, all that stuff. And then the last segment, what do you guys think? Press 1 if you want the boring bricks research. I could do another stream where I just sit and read stuff about bricks and educate myself. We'll just sit and read a bunch of articles. It'll be boring, geopolitics, but I feel like it's important. Boring, but important. The brick stuff. Would you guys rather we watch Loose Change at the end of the show, or would you rather we talk about bricks? I have bricks planned. I have the folder ready, but we could do that in another stream, and I can just sit and read about bricks. And then tonight, since it's September 11th and we're on Rumble, we could watch Loose Change. I think that'll be funner. I think I'm leaning towards that. But anyway, how'd you like the little Rumble intro? I like that. It plays it loops a little video, and I had been working on that. It's not perfected. It's still a rough draft, but I'm actually going to take some other song clips, and I'm going to go into Audacity, and I'm going to mix it and master it so that it's not just one chunk of one song. I'm going to mix other songs into it. And that was basically my intro that I was working on, my intro stinger. I was going to have, I come on, I tell you the basic idea of the show, and I play the stinger, and that I'm in the world but not of it, that clip, I was going to make that. So that's the rough draft. I'm going to work on it more, work on the music, perfect it, make it so that I can have it on YouTube and it doesn't get hit for copyright. I'm going to have a bunch of song chunks incorporated into there and lay it over an original beat. Not one of my beats, maybe one of Sizzle's beats or something. But the video, for the most part, the video is what the video will be for the intro. Maybe I'll shorten, maybe I'll put some different cuts and have it go along with the music more. But that's the rough draft of the intro. But anyway, that's it. Let's get into the show. We got nukes dropping. All right. So what do we got first? It's September 11th today. It's September 11th, the 22-year anniversary. Crazy that it's been 22 years. Monday marks the 22nd anniversary of the September 11th attacks of the World Trade Center and the Pentagon, as well as the crash of United Airlines Flight 93. A lot of weird stuff about Flight 93. Is that the one they made the movie about with the Roll Tide thing? What's the plane? I don't know. But from the annual ceremony, and this is from, what is this website? Spectrum News, New York 1. I don't know. I'm just shouting out the source. But here's all the memorials and things we got going on today. We got the 9/11 Memorial and Museum's 22nd anniversary commemoration. It almost sounds too nice. Do you call this an anniversary? Like an anniversary is something you celebrate, right? I don't know if we should even be calling it an anniversary. I guess, but is there a better word for it? We got the 9/11 Memorial and Museum's Community Day. A community day. The event is open to the following attendees, according to the museum's website: members and family members, individuals who are sick or have died from 9/11 related illnesses and injuries, 9/11 rescue and recovery workers, first responders. Okay, we got the New York City Fire Museum's 9/11 Memorial Service. We got the Port Authority's 9/11 Remembrance Service. We got the Tribute in Light from dusk until dawn on Monday, September 11th. Twin blue beams of light. Blue beams. Whoa, buzzword. Will illuminate the Manhattan skyline. The public art installation, which was first presented in 2002, features two beams that reach up to 4 miles into the sky, representing the Twin Towers. That's cool. I bet it looks pretty. We got Staten Island's Postcards Memorial Ceremony. We got the Tunnel to Towers 5K Run and Walk. We got the 9/11 Heroes Run. Brooklyn 9/11 Wall of Remembrance. And so those are all the memorials we got going on today. Meanwhile, we got Biden. I haven't watched this yet. Let's see what Biden had to say. Probably a bunch of nonsense. I haven't watched any movies related to 9/11. I'm not sure. Yeah, there's like two of them. There's one that Nicolas Cage is a firefighter. This is a really good movie. Really good movie. They get trapped in the building. Good movie. I forget what it's called. Is it just called September 11th? I don't know what that movie's called, but Nicolas Cage is in it. That's your guy, baby. Don't you love Nicolas Cage? That dude, he was in the 9/11 movie. And then there's another one called Flight 93, which is where they have the recording of the people saying "Roll Tide" and they attack the guys and they crash the plane. And I don't think I saw that movie. Maybe I'll have to go watch that movie tonight. I wonder if it's any good. I don't think I saw that one. I did see the one with Nicolas Cage. Good movie. So those are all the things. Let's see what Biden had to say. Probably a bunch of
Baba Booey.
gook. Nick Cage, Face Off was the shiz. So was Con Air. Well, Con Air's another plane movie that he was in, but not the same movie. They crashed that plane in Vegas. They did not crash that plane into the trade centers. Okay. By the way, before we move on and listen to Biden talking, I want to say something. Okay? I want to say something. We've talked a lot about how conspiracy theories are fun. Conspiracy theories are cool. A lot of conspiracy theories are true. They're not theories. They're real. They're true. They've been proven to be true. Conspiracy theory, the term made up by the CIA to discredit truth tellers. But I've also talked about how they put fake stuff out there so that somebody who's been telling the truth, but then all of a sudden they see a TikTok where it shows the plane glitching through the building and they say, oh, it was a hologram. Oh, it was a CGI plane. No plane actually hit that building. I saw it on TikTok. It's got to be true. All these boomers watching TikTok believe in everything they see on TikTok. They go, oh my goodness, I never noticed that the plane glitched through the building. Listen, don't be an idiot, okay? Those are put out there to discredit the people who the CIA wasn't able to discredit with the term conspiracy theorists, the people who have been telling the truth. Off of TikTok. Conspiracy theories exist because there's some truth, whether direct or indirect, within them. My bag. Yeah. But a lot of them are totally bogus and they're just put out there so that the people who believed all the real ones, once they believe, then they get and this is what I was talking about in a stream recently. I said there's healthy skepticism and there's unhealthy skepticism. If you're questioning things and you're looking into things and you're saying, whoa, this doesn't seem right. Something seems off here. And I might be guilty of this. If I say dinosaurs built the pyramids, maybe I sound a little crazy. But I got evidence. I got evidence to back it up. I don't think the world is flat, but I do think that giant dinosaurs might have helped build the pyramids. Maybe they had security raptors. Who knows? Yes, baby. They think it was a CGI hologram and that no planes ever hit the building. That's the new thing. That's like a new thing that and no truther, no 9/11 truther ever said this. No 9/11 truther, loose change that we'll watch at the end of the show. None of the documentaries, none of the people who have been researching into this for 22 years deeply, none of them would agree with this. They all agree that planes hit those buildings. Now, if you want to say what, there's a lot of questions. Who would, maybe somebody was controlling the planes? Okay, that's a possibility. Maybe maybe the whole Osama thing was just to throw us off the trail of our own government. That's a possibility. All that stuff is possible. But now, because of TikTok, they started putting out TikToks saying that the planes were holograms. It's like, what? Come on now. And I think those are ops. Those are ops that are put out. It's like the blue roof laser thing with the Hawaii stuff, the blue roof laser stuff. That stuff was fake. That's a fake conspiracy theory that they put out because when people are believing all these conspiracy theories, then they see that one and they latch onto that one. They're like, oh, now we know who the crazy people are. So you got to have healthy speculation, but not unhealthy speculation. Dude, there are people who think George Washington, Abraham Lincoln were black, all because of TikTok. Well, Abe, I hate to break it to you, but I've been on Abe Lincoln was half black since way before TikTok. I've been on Abe Lincoln was half black before. I've said when Obama was running and they said he's going to be the first black president, I said he's half black. That's the same as Abraham Lincoln. Like, I think that, I don't know about George Washington, but there is a lot of evidence that Abe Lincoln might have had some slavery in his mama. Abe Lincoln's mama might have been a dang slave. So I don't know, but I've joked about that before. I've said Obama wasn't the first black president. Abraham Lincoln was the first black president. And I don't think George Washington, I think he was whiter than a mug. You seen that hair? He's on the quarter. That ain't a black man. But Abe, maybe. Abe could have been. You seen his fashion sense? He had a weird fashion sense. He was kind of ahead of the trends. I'm going to need to see his driver's license. We're going to see them papers. Show us them papers, dang Lincoln. All right, let's watch Biden. I wonder if he got his I know how to talk shots today. And he's going to speak right. We'll see.
Many Americans heard our nation's call in the days right after 9/11. And there were those who were just children, not even born yet when this happened. But when their time came to choose to serve...
Hold on a second. Did he just say children who were not even born yet when this happened? So either that's just a gaffe or he's acknowledging that there's children in the womb. Is that what he's talking about? I thought they were fetuses. I thought we could just kill them. Are they children or are they fetuses? He just called them children who were not even born yet. I think it's probably just a gaffe. I don't think he's thinking that deeply about it.
Not because they saw something, but because they felt something, like many of you did.
They weren't even born yet.
The same feeling that brought Americans together on this painful day 22 years ago. Unity. Now, it shouldn't take a national tragedy to remind us of the power of national unity.
Unity.
But that's that's how we truly honor those we lost on 9/11. By remembering what we can do together, to remember what destroyed, what we repaired, what was threatened, that we fortified, what was attacked. And
look at this girl yawning. This girl's yawning like a mug. He's like, this guy's putting me to sleep.
An indomitable American spirit prevailed over all of it.
An abdominal American spirit. Y'all know about that abdominal American? Whatever. So that was Biden's speech. In September 2021, Joe Biden became the first president in 2 decades to mark the anniversary of the 9/11 terrorist attack without U.S. troops fighting in Iraq and Afghanistan. After he pulled out of Afghanistan and 13 soldiers died and we left him all our military equipment. Yeah, that was great job, Biden. 2 wars started in the aftermath of that tragedy, but in ways big and small, the scars from that day are shaping Biden's presidency. On this day, every American's heart was wounded, Biden said in a ceremony, including the ones who weren't born yet. The children who weren't born yet. I'm not high right now. I just burped into the mic. My bad. Coffee burp. Speaking of military members, first responders and their families at Joint Base Elmendorf, Richardson, and Anchorage, Alaska, Biden pointed to the sense of national unity that sprung forth in days immediately after the attacks and said it's more important than ever that Americans come together in the principle of democracy. The unity thing. Somebody asked that to Nick today, and here's my thoughts. Dax has a song, and he says in the song, there's a line, he says, Christ unites, Satan divides. And I commented, I said, where do you get that from? Because when we look at the Tower of Babel, everybody coming together to build a tower to God. When we look at globalism, when we look at egalitarianism, when we look at diversity, equity, and inclusion. All of these are satanic ideas, and they're all based on unity. It's all about everyone uniting and holding hands and singing Kumbaya, and it doesn't work. We need a national identity. You know, you can't just have a mixing pot, communist term. We are not a mixing pot. America is not a mixing pot. Well, if it is, then it shouldn't be. That's because communists took over America. But unity is a satanic idea because I guess if you're looking at it on a more shallow level, like let's be united as Americans, let's be united as Christians. Okay, that's cool. I get it. But overall, global unity, everybody getting together, everybody, let's ignore our differences and let's all just come together and be united as one globe and one race and one religion and one tribe. That's satanic. That's evil. That's impossible. It will never work. But that's what Satan wants to trick us into doing, is bringing us together with this false idea of unity. Jesus said, you think I came to bring peace on earth? No, I came to bring a sword. I came to divide. I would divide mother from daughter and child from parent and all that stuff. I think it's John 21. I don't know. I don't have it ready yet, but you know what I'm saying? Jesus said, I came to divide. I didn't come to unite. I didn't come to bring peace on earth. I came to bring a sword. I'm going to separate families. He's talking about unity between good and evil, because there is good and there is evil. There are people, well, no man is good, but there are decent people who are seeking God and seeking, following Christ and seeking righteousness. And we can be righteous. We can be perfect because we're covered by Jesus. But we're never going to mix. We cannot be united with evil people. We're never going to mix. It's like oil and water. It doesn't mix. Good and evil can never mix. They will never be united. Our side is never going to be the same size as Satan's side, and that's how it's supposed to be. We're supposed to be divided. So that's my thoughts on unity. But anyway, what's going on in Discord or in the Rumble? Okay, so enough of that. We will talk more about 9/11 at the end of the show. Let's move on to this Moroccan earthquake. I was talking to Latina and Callie about this during her show, because I was doing one of the episodes a while ago and I talked about some disaster in another country. And somebody in the comments was like, we have enough problems in America. Why are you talking about a disaster in another country? Well, first of all, I talk about all the news. It's a news show. We talk about the news. And second of all, why is that not important? Why is that any less important? So any non-Christian is evil? Well, I think a lot of so-called Christians are evil. But yeah, I think 99.9% of people are evil. Yeah. But definitely non-Christians, for sure. A lot of people call themselves, even if you're a Christian, you're still not good. Yeah, no man is good. We're all evil. Everyone. Every single person is evil. Not just non-Christians. Morocco earthquake kills more than 2,000. This is from CNN. And damages historic Marrakech. So over 2,000. And now that was an old clip. This newer thing from Reuters says Morocco survivors seek aid as earthquake toll passes 2,100. 2,100 people dead. And I'll get to why this is important in a second. Whether you care about geopolitics or you care about current events in Morocco or not, we'll touch on something. We'll get to it. But yeah, non-Christians definitely evil. 100%. Definitely evil. The evilest. Let's play this clip. Let's play a little clip action. Fear no man. Oh, my clips are out of order. I didn't number them. That's all right. Let's play this clip. Where's the audio? We got some 8 sizzle music in this clip. Hold up. There's Morocco. This is some drone footage. All of your works are as filthy rags. But you can be made righteous. Hundreds dead after earthquake hits Morocco. Thousands. Thousands dead. That's the clip. All right, so meanwhile, why won't it let me oh, there we go. Cool. All right, let's read a little bit about this. Survivors of Morocco's deadliest earthquake in more than 6 decades struggle to find food, water, and shelter on Sunday as the search for the missing continued in remote villages, and the death toll of more than 2,100 seemed likely to rise further. Many people were spending a third night in the open after the 6.8 magnitude quake hit late on Friday. Relief workers face the challenge of reaching the worst affected villages in the high Atlas, a rugged mountain range where settlements are often remote and where many houses crumbled. Death toll climbed to 2,122, with 2,421 people injured. State TV reported Morocco said it may accept relief offers from other countries and will work to coordinate them if needed, according to the state TV. The damage done to Morocco's cultural heritage became more evident as local media reported the collapse of a historically important 12th century mosque. The quake also damaged parts of Marrakech, Old City, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So, and meanwhile, since we're talking about natural disasters, we'll touch on Hurricane Lee. Hurricane Lee, from ABC News, Hurricane Lee, which is in the Atlantic right now, Hurricane Lee is charting a new course in weather and could signal more monster storms. Hurricane Lee is doing a lot of unprecedented things. It jumped up to a Category 5 hurricane rapidly, more rapid than any hurricane that we've ever seen, as far as I know. And now it's back down to a Category 3, but usually they slowly build and build and build. This one just jumped up to a Category 5. So let's read about Hurricane Lee, and then I'll get where you guys know I'm going with this. We'll do a little Bible thumping. Hurricane Lee is rewriting old rules of meteorology, leaving experts astonished at how rapidly it grew into a Goliath Category 5 hurricane. Lee, which just as quickly dropped to a still dangerous Category 3 and held that strength Saturday, could still be a harbinger as ocean temperatures climb, spawning fast-growing major hurricanes that could threaten communities farther north and inland, experts say. Hurricanes are getting stronger at higher latitudes, said Marshall Shepard, director of the University of Georgia's Atmospheric Sciences program and a past president of the American Meteorological Society. Don't ever believe a meteorologist, by the way. Anyway, that's a fake pseudoscience. If that trend continues, that brings into play places like Washington, D.C., New York, and Boston. As the oceans warm, they act as jet fuel for hurricanes. That extra heat comes back to manifest itself at some point, and one of the ways it does is through stronger hurricanes, Shepard said. During the overnight hours Thursday, Lee shattered the standard for what meteorologists call rapid intensification, when a hurricane's sustained winds increase by 35 miles per hour in 24 hours. It says 56 kilometers per hour, but we don't use that commie measurement. This one increased by 80 miles per hour, Shepard said. I can't emphasize this enough. We used to have this metric of 35 miles per hour, and here's a storm that did twice that amount, and we're seeing that happen more frequently, said Shepard, who described what happened. So, crazy storms, lots of crazy storms, and I just want to read you a little bit from Matthew. A little bit from Matthew. If you ever want to find out about the end times, you can go to Revelation and be confused. If you don't know your stuff, if you don't know your Old Testament, you're going to be confused by Revelation. You should probably read the Old Testament before you get into Revelation. But if you want a little simpler explanation of the end times, you can go to Matthew 24. So I'm not going to read the whole chapter. I'm going to read a decent chunk, but the main verse that we're going to be focusing on is Matthew 24:7. Okay? We're going to start at Matthew 24:3. So, and this is after the thingy thing, the Sermon on the Mount. And then he's resting. One of the disciples comes up to him and asks him about the end time. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. This is verse 7. This is the important one. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. Earthquakes. He's talking about the earthquakes. Talking about the earthquakes. Talking about the natural disasters. Pestilence. We see that. Famine.
Baba Booey.
Kingdoms rising against kingdoms. That's always been the case. Famine. People are hungry everywhere. Americans complain about minimum wage and crap. Meanwhile, their minimum wage makes them richer than 90% of the rest of the world. People are starving everywhere. And we're complaining about stupid little crap because we're too lazy and we need to pay for our Twinkies. Go grow a garden, bruh. Go hunting. All right. And earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, and love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for the witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by David the prophet, stand in the holy place, whosoever readeth, let him understand. So that's Matthew 24. Check it out. If you don't believe me, I just read it. Earthquakes. Earthquakes, not a good sign, especially when they're popping up randomly. Weird 100-year earthquakes at the same time as weird hurricanes that are gaining power too fast. Something's going on. Something's going on. And another thing, there's a verse. Oh, I already closed that window. Crap. There's a verse that talks about, and the climate change people love this verse. It's in Revelation. It talks about the people who destroy the earth, God will destroy them with natural disasters. And the climate people love that verse because they think that it's talking about carbon emissions, which is a life tax, and anthropogenic climate change. That's not what it's talking about. It's talking about wicked people doing wicked things and God wiping them off the earth. It's not because of climate change. It's not because of carbon emissions. There was more carbon on the earth when the dinosaurs were here and building pyramids than there is now. But the Weather Channel CEO said no climate change threats. I thought everything was a climate change threat. So, yeah, it's not anthropogenic climate change. It's not man-made climate change. It's Satan-made. I do believe in global warming. I do believe that as we become a more wicked, degenerate world, that Satan is turning up the temperature. And it's going to get hot. Oh, it's going to get hot. And God ain't going to wipe us out with a flood. Okay? You're not going to be able to build a boat like Noah to get out of this. You ain't going to be able to get out of the pillars of fire with a boat. There ain't going to be nothing you could build that's going to stop the fires. So just get ready. Don't be afraid either, Christians. Be ready. Be ready. Accept it. It's great. That means you get to go see your Father. Praise Jesus. I can't wait for the end times. The real end times. I don't know if the rapture's real. I don't know where I stand on that. I'm still a little iffy on the whole rapture idea or the praetorism or the trials and tribulations. Maybe we're already in the trials and tribulations. I don't know about all that stuff. But I do know if it is going to be like the book Left Behind, then praise God. Let's go. Let's go. Because I'm ready. Like Biggie, I'm ready to die. Okay. All right. So Hurricane Lee is back at a Category 3 as the East Coast faces hazardous breach conditions this week. I think it's going to hit Canada. Like it looks, I mean, of course, meteorology is unpredictable. Cute weather lady, though. I said never trust a weatherman. I might trust her. No, I need to calm down. Okay, I'm not going to watch these ads. We're not going to watch this. No, we're not going to watch this. Okay, here we go. This is what I was looking for. So, you know, maybe Maine, maybe Massachusetts, the edge of New York. Predictions. Now, the predictions could be way off. This thing could swing. This thing could swing and hit, you know, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia. It could hit up in here. Or it could miss completely. You know, it could go way out here. But it's looking like it's just going to graze up in Maine. And this is by Saturday. So it's still far out there. Still far out there. Tuesday at 12 a.m., Wednesday, Thursday. So we'll see what it does. We'll watch it, see what it does. But that's that story. Now let's get to this Larry Sinclair stuff. I know I already reviewed. I want to talk about that. I think we're done with that. Let's move on. Let's talk about this Russian Satan nuke. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. The Russian Satan nuke. Russia's got a new, well, it's not new. It's actually just 10 nukes put into one big nuke. 10 old nukes put into one big nuke to make a bigger nuke. And now, take everything I say with a grain of salt because here at JS Urban Adventures, the Dreaded Conservative Show, we know that nukes aren't real. Nukes aren't real, ladies and gentlemen. Radiation is real, like fossil fuels aren't renewable. How they told, like people think that fossil fuels came from extinct dinosaur bones or something. No, fossil fuel is the lifeblood of the earth. It's in the earth. It's constantly being renewed. Everything becomes fossil fuels. In the same way, radiation is everywhere. The sun makes radiation. You get radiation on you every time you walk outside. So, and they got dogs living in Chernobyl, and they rebuilt Hiroshima and Nagasaki, which had way less damage done to them than all the places we firebombed. So, nukes aren't real, is basically the conclusion. But anyway, I say that to say this. Russia's got Satan nukes. What is Russia's Satan II hypersonic intercontinental nuclear missile? All the buzzwords. It's hypersonic. It's intercontinental. Vladimir Putin has repeatedly tried to talk up the specifications of the RS-28 Sarmat. Russia has said that Moscow's RS-28 Sarmat intercontinental ballistic missile ICBM, nicknamed Satan II, capable of carrying 10 or more nuclear warheads. So it's basically just a bunch of nukes put into one missile. So it's really just the Satan 1 times 10. Satan 1 to the 10th power. The head of Russia's space agency, Roscosmos. What? The head of Russia's space agency? Is the guy's name Roscosmos, or is that their space agency's name? Because if that's the dude's name, if his name has Cosmos in it, and he got a job at the space agency, that's crazy. The head of Russia's space agency, Roscosmos, said that the missile had entered active duty. The state-run news agency RIA reported. In June, Russian President Vladimir Putin said that the Sarmat missile would be deployed for combat duty soon. Prior to that, Defense Committee Deputy Chairman Alexei Zuravlyov, I can't say Russian names, had used it as a threat when he was interviewed by state broadcaster TV Russia 1 in May regarding Sweden and Finland's aspirations toward joining NATO in light of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Finland joined the alliance earlier this year, while Sweden is still waiting to be ratified. By the way, source is independent. This is from The Independent. If the United States threatens our state, this is a quote, it's good. If the United States threatens our state, it's good. Here is the Sarmat for you. And there will be nuclear ashes, not nuclear, I said that wrong, nuclear ashes from you if you think that Russia should not exist, he said. Dang. Y'all don't want to mess, we don't want to mess with Putin. Dang. We can hit with a Sarmat from Siberia and even reach the UK. And if we strike from Kaliningrad, the hypersonic's reaching time is 200 seconds. So go ahead, guys. Oh, he's not playing. He's not playing. The Sarmat ICBM measures approximately 116 feet in length, weighs 220 tons, and can carry 15 light nuclear warheads at once, arranged as multiple independently targetable reentry vehicles, meaning a single rocket can hit an array of targets at once. The missile was developed as a successor to the original Satan ICBM, otherwise known as the R-36 or Voivada, which dates from the Soviet era and could carry only 10 warheads and cover a range of 6,340 to 9,940 miles, compared with Satan II's superior 6,200 to 11,180 miles, according to the U.S. Center for Strategic and International Studies data. Mr. Putin has repeatedly spoken about the Satan II missiles, saying that make those who, in the heat of frantic, aggressive rhetoric, try to threaten our country think twice. We can read a little bit about the missile from Wikipedia. We'll just read this first couple paragraphs. The RS-28 Sarmat, Russian PC-28 Katmat, named after the Sarmatians, NATO reporting name SSX-29 or SXX-30, often unofficially called the Satan II by some media outlets, is a Russian liquid-fueled MIRV-equipped super-heavy intercontinental ballistic missile produced by the Makeyev Rocket Design Bureau. Since 2009, it is intended to replace the R-36M ICBM in Russia's arsenal. The Sarmat is one of 6 new Russian strategic weapons unveiled by Russian President Vladimir Putin on March 1st of 2018. The RS-28 Sarmat made its first test flight in 20th of April 2022. On the 16th of August 2022, a state contract was signed for the manufacture and supply of the Sarmat strategic missile system. The missile officially entered combat service in September of 2023 as the world's longest range extant ICBM system. So, little information about it. I think I have one more article. What do you guys think? They say this thing can wipe out London in 6 minutes. I say
Baba Booey. Baba Booey.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't want Russia to launch a Satan nuke at anybody. But didn't I report, 6 months ago about Russia's threatening the Poseidon nuke that could make a tidal wave that could wipe out the entire planet? A torpedo nuke that blows up underwater and causes a tsunami that takes out the whole planet in a second. Whatever happened with that? Nobody got Poseidon nuked. And I've said many times, wars are not being fought with soldiers on the ground anymore. Wars are not being fought with nukes. We got mutually assured destruction. Nobody's launching a nuke at nobody. I may be proven wrong. I may be wrong. I'm not a prophet. I'm not predicting the future. I'm just saying, in my opinion, I'm not stressing about nukes or wars or soldiers on the ground or a draft. I don't think there will ever be another draft. I'm more worried about information technology, surveillance, China's Skynet, China's social credit scoring, the smart. I'm worried about stuff like this. I'm worried about quantum computing. I'm more worried about China's taking us over without firing a single shot through TikTok, through controlling what we see on the internet, through these screens that we stare at all day, the information we take in, controlling who we vote for by changing the public opinion and all this stuff. I think that's how wars are being fought. I'm not worried about a Satan nuke. I'm not worried about a Poseidon nuke. I'm not worried about a draft. Russia and Ukraine can do their battles with drones flying around, and how much of that is propaganda, I don't know. But yeah, I think a lot of this is fear mongering. They've been doing it for decades. They'll teach you, when you hear this sound, students, hide under your desk because a nuke is coming. Get ready, guys. Everybody, hide under your desk. Hide under your desk. This thing could take out all of London in 6 minutes, but if you hide under a desk, you're going to be safe. The safest thing. These desks, they can protect against school shooters. They can protect against nukes. Everybody needs to have a desk, like the old desk that you had in school with the little pencil box in the front, the little slot, or the one on the side. Either one works great. And just whenever anything bad happens, hide under that desk, because those things will protect you from anything. A hurricane's coming. The dang Category 5 HARP technology, cloud seeding, whatever. A freaking space laser. Paint it blue. In case for the direct energy weapons, and just hide under your desk and everything will be all right. Okay? That's all I got to say about Russian Satan nukes. All right, last story in the main segment. What time we at? What time we got? Okay, cool. Let's do 15 minutes on this. Pennsylvania's a mess. Pennsylvania is a mess. We got inmates breaking out left and right. So let's go through the timeline here. I'm going to go backwards through my stories. Actually, I don't have these lined up by date. But before we get to the most recent one, let's look at some of the past ones. So what's the date on these? May 9th, 2023. And then we got July 15th. Okay, so this one first. Pennsylvania. Escape of 2 inmates. This is from May 9th of this year. Escape of 2 inmates, including a suspect in multiple murders, went unnoticed for almost 19 hours. Amin Hurst, who was 18 years old, and Nasir Grant, who was 24, are on the run after they escaped from a Philadelphia prison Sunday night. Officials didn't learn they were missing until Monday afternoon. Now, somebody in my chat, I think it was Jeff Hewitt, was saying that this newest escape that we'll talk about in a second came from the same facility as the guys who escaped in May. If anybody knows, let me know in the chat, but I don't think that's accurate based on the story, or maybe it is, because these guys escaped from the Philadelphia Industrial Correction Center. Okay, this is back in May. 2 guys. Why doesn't Biden make calls for peace and ceasefire? What's up, Jeff Hewitt? I just said your name. I didn't even know you were here. Were you the one telling me that this newest escapee came from the same facility? or somebody told me that, but I'm not sure. Now, it could be that they called the prisons different things, because so these two guys escaped in May, Philadelphia Industrial Correction Center. They were on the run for a while. I think they got caught. Then we got this guy. Remember the survivalist? I didn't talk about these two guys on the show. I don't remember. But I did report on this guy. So this was the survivalist who escaped. He escaped July 15th. Michael Burham. And he was being held in Warren County Jail in northern Pennsylvania on arson and burglary charges. And he escaped. He was on the run for a while. And they did finally catch him. Saturday, he received a tip around 3:57 about a suspicious individual at a residence in northwestern Pennsylvania. The owner discovered Burnham on his property after his dog had been barking at someone. The owner this is the guy I was talking about. So the other night, I was saying a guy just escaped a couple months ago to Robbie, and he's like, no, it's this story. And I was like, no, a guy just escaped from Pennsylvania a couple months ago. And then when I was looking into it, I found these guys. So May, July. Now we're in September. Both of these guys were caught. Now we're in September. And we have another one. Now this is from Chester County Prison. So we got Warren County Prison. Then we got the Industrial Prison. Then we got Chester County Prison. It's possible because sometimes prisons and jails will have multiple names. Like in Florida, we had Pinellas County Jail. But a lot of people would call it Pinellas County Jail, but then a lot of people would call it 49th Street Jail. So could be the same facility, but it says different names. So, but either way, they're all in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is another Chicago, another New York, another California, just degenerate Democrats running everything into the dirt. So let's play this clip. I got a little clip of this. Let's check out this clip of this guy. And the way he got out is so like it's that easy. Is that easy to get out of jail? What the? Yo, if it was this easy to get out of, and I think this is a juvie actually. Or no, he's 34 years old, so it's not a juvenile detention facility. Okay, so I don't think any of these are juvies. I thought I heard somebody say it was a juvie, but he's not. He's 34 years old. But he is at large. Let's play this clip.
As the intensifying manhunt for fugitive murderer Daniello Cavalcante enters its second week.
We're committed.
Bro, his name has like 28 syllables. Daniello Cavalcante.
To the search, and we will find him.
Officials releasing this video of his daring escape.
Daring
escape? How he scaled a wall.
That's not a daring escape, bro. I could do that. What's daring about it?
Before pushing his way through razor wire.
You guys have had access to this video. You saw this.
Yo, Spider-Man. They got Spider-Man up in the jail. Now, that was not daring. That was not even a difficult escape. He did that, and then he got up there and went through some razor wire. Ooh, big deal. How about the guys who escaped? There was like a thing on the History Channel about these guys. If you know about the guys who escaped from Alcatraz and what they went through, and then there was this other guy that put strings together from his towel, and then he used a phone book to make like a swing, and the phone book was the seat. And he went out on the yard where there's chain link over the roof, and he threw him up there. He had to keep throwing it till he got both sides hooked into the fence. And then he sat on basically a swing that he made, a makeshift swing, and he swung back and forth until he was able to kick up through the fence and then come down and then go up again and get up onto the chain link fence. Then he had to jump down a 30-foot drop. And then he had like a potato sack that he had got from the kitchen to sneak across the field and crawl under the fence in a potato sack so that whenever the light came over him, he could just duck into the potato sack and look like dirt. That's a daring escape. That's a real escape. This guy, this is Pennsylvania. They got like no security apparently. Dude just goes, do, thinks he's Spider-Man and gets out. That's not daring. Back to the clip.
Why did it take so long to alert the public of how he escaped?
There was a simultaneous investigation into the prison escape, and today was the day that we believed we needed to bring in the acting warden to address the public about how he escaped.
The prison says it took almost an hour for officers to realize that Cavalcante was missing.
So these guys, I mean, these guys probably got defunded during the BLM crap. These guys don't care about their job. Look, they got lookout here. How you going? I would hate to be the lookout. Well, I guess if you're not looking at much time, you'd be the lookout. But this guy's looking at like murder charges, so he's facing some serious punishment. So that's why he's like, I gotta dip. I gotta go. I gotta go.
At 9:50 a.m., the prison was locked down. By 10:01 a.m., the public escape siren had sounded, and the 911 center had been notified.
Prison officials say it was the same route another convict used to flee the same prison in May before being quickly apprehended. Authorities say consultants were brought in after that May escape and security measures were updated, including the addition of the razor wire.
We only focused on the physical infrastructure and not necessarily the human element.
Bill Latour is a retired Pennsylvania state police sergeant who has worked on similar cases at the prison and now
he's got Fed in his name. He's probably a Fed. Glad you guys could make it over here from the YouTube side. I know Rumble may be a little glitchy, you know, but we'll make it work. We might pick up some new people hanging out over here at Rumble for the next 3 months. I'm recording it, though, and I'll upload this to YouTube, and I'll go through and clip out all the things that I can't say on YouTube. So, you know, maybe just hang out with the chat during the live, and you can watch it smoother on YouTube later.
Specializes in security.
Security measures, they don't eliminate risk 100%.
The convicted killer, who was serving a life sentence for fatally stabbing his ex-girlfriend, navigating rough terrain.
He looks like an Alu Akbar guy.
For days, leaving some residents and local business owners at a loss.
Everybody's afraid, so we're very upset.
Now, the county's acting warden says that
source
officer
of this is USA Today.
At the time of the escape has been placed on administrative leave. Meanwhile, the reward for any information that leads to Cavalcante's
this is the best part right here. The reward, any reward on information that leads to his arrest,
capture is now up to $20,000.
$20,000. $20,000? Yo. I'm about to go to Pennsylvania and find this guy. Remember we were doing the Utah treasure hunt? It was a $25,000 prize, and how much time and effort I consumed trying to find that stupid treasure. But I got started late, so somebody else found it before me. Next time, I'm going to get started on day one, and we're going to get that treasure. Oh, we getting that treasure. I want to go to Pennsylvania and manhunt this dude. $20,000? Let's go. I'm going to catch that fool. I'm about to tackle him. So, yeah, this guy, he has changed his appearance. He has not been caught yet. He has not been caught yet. From CNN. What the? Convicted killer who escaped Pennsylvania prison spotted more than 20 miles from search area and changed his appearance, police say. Looks like he's on a ring cam. Looks like he's got some beer in his hand, too. Or is that a box of cereal? I can't really tell. I can't tell. We're not going to play the clip, but he's changed his appearance, shaved his beard up, got him a little hoodie. The convicted killer who escaped from Pennsylvania prison a week and a half ago was sighted overnight more than 20 miles from the area where authorities had focused their search efforts. Officials said Sunday that he managed to slip through the police perimeter, steal a van, and flee north. So, and we're not going to read this whole article, but we have a better. If you want all the information, I'd recommend you check out this Philadelphia Inquirer. They have everything here. So, this is all the information. Yeah, JS the Bounty Hunter. JS the Bounty Hunter. Oh, yeah. We're going to get 20K. I'm going to find this guy. But there's everything in this. Eludes capture after shaving. Eludes capture after shaving. Oh, he shaved. He shaved, guys. We can't catch him. He shaved. And stealing a van. He eluded hundreds of law enforcement officers searching a wooded area near Longwood Gardens, then stole a nearby dairy truck and surfaced over the weekend in surveillance footage in the Phoenixville area on the other side of Chester County, about 25 miles away. They closed down Longwood Gardens. Plans to reopen. Here's a map. Developments in the search for him. Are these all the spotted stuff? So he stole a van here, right outside the prison. So he just shimmies his way out, steals a van, drives to East Pikeland, travels to the home of a former coworker in East Pikeland, speaking with the coworker who was away at dinner through a video doorbell. Yep, it was a Ring doorbell. Coworker does not respond to a request from Cavalcante to meet him. The coworker reviews his doorbell recording after returning home and contacts local police. Then he goes to Phoenixville, spotted in Phoenixville. Appears at the residence of a former coworker. So he's got coworkers everywhere, going to all their houses. They don't want to hang out with him. They're like, bro, you're a murderer. We don't like you. Number 4, not on the map. Pennsylvania State Police notified the sighting of Cavalcante in East Pikeland from earlier in the evening. First indication that Cavalcante had eluded the search perimeter along Longwood Gardens. 2:30 a.m. Sunday, images from doorbell video from East Pikeland are provided to state and local authorities. 5:20 Sunday, authorities discovered the theft of the van from the dairy farm. State, local, and national law enforcement are notified. Then 10:40 a.m. Sunday, the abandoned van is recovered in a field behind a barn. So here's the van. That's a nice van. He could have lived in that van. He could have just lived in that van and traveled around the country. Van life. Shout out van life. Floor cheese. Floor cheese. Hola, floor cheese. You starting your YouTube channel? Floor, when you start your YouTube channel and we get a spicy murder, I'll have to have you on as a guest to tell us about all the details of the murder. You could tell us about the you should do an episode about the YouTube lady that was duct taping her kids up in her house, the Mormon lady. That would be interesting. And then give me all the deets. Here's a license plate. So this website has all the details. So we've covered it pretty much. Prison fires guard on duty when Cavalcante escaped. Chester County Correctional Complex and Youth Center. That's why I thought it was a juvenile. So it does have a juvie there. But I do not think it was the same facility as the other guys. They were all 3 in different facilities. But they're all in Pennsylvania. 3 escapes this year. Crazy. Step your game up, Pennsylvania. But that's it for the main segment of news. I want to watch all of Loose Change. So we're not going to waste any time. We're going to roll straight into the meme review. We don't have a whole lot of memes this week. For anybody on Rumble who's watching, who's not used to the show, we do the main segment of news where we do, the biggest stories for the most part. And then we do meme review. Then we watch some funny reels, shorts, stuff like that. No TikTok. I don't have TikTok. I don't support TikTok, although I have been thinking about starting a TikTok and just reading like a Bible verse every day. And then I can tell them to go to the YouTube or go to the Rumble just to kind of market. Sometimes you got to use Satan's tools against him. But I don't know. My principles. It goes against my principles. Let's get into these memes. It's meme review time. JS is sure not a treasure hunter. You're crazy. I almost got the treasure. I just got started late. The thing got found after 14 weeks. I didn't even start the treasure hunt until it was 12 weeks in. So next time, I'm going to start on day 1. I got all the alerts set up. As soon as it begins, I'm going. Let's get these memes going. We got some memes for you. The only thing flat earthers fear is fear itself. Good one. Okay, I like it. I like it. Next. How I imagined evil as a kid. How it actually looks. Oh, snap. What was this movie? This is a good movie. Is this the one where the kid crawls under his bed and he goes into like that underground city and there's the weird guy with the blue face and the horns? Or is this a different movie? No, this is a different movie. Anyway, this is like Hellraiser or something. Anyway, that sounds about right. How I imagined evil, how it actually looks. Next! If The Rock and Emma Stone had a baby. Now, this is AI, just so you know. You can tell by the weird fingers. This one's a little too long. Kind of blur together on the finger action. You look at the fingers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 5 fingers. Not bad. Not bad AI. Pretty good. If The Rock and Emma Stone had a baby, it would just be a giant boulder. Okay, next. Nerd meme. We got a nerd meme. Frieza really went from pathetic monkeys to worthless crackers. Greatest development in all of anime history. This is old Frieza. And you say, you stupid monkeys. But now, in Dragon Ball Super manga, we got Black Frieza. Frieza turned black. There was memes of him with like Air Force Ones and like a big fitted hat and like a chain around his neck and a blunt, and it said Thug Life. That's Black Frieza. All right, next. Don't want to sell your beachfront property to BlackRock? Everyone gets a direct energy weapon blast. You get a direct energy blast, and you, and a DW for you, and DW's for you. Everyone gets a direct energy blast. Thank you, Oprah. Frieza looked like he had been on steroids. Frieza. Well, she's a Latina, so I think they call it Freezer. Next. That face you make when you're thousands of dollars in student debt for a medium income job and are outsmarted by a 7th grader. No, not this face. This face. Oh, I hit back. Not this face. That's the face when you're the kid who is smarter than his teacher. It looked like a little Pee Wee Herman. No, this face. This is the face when you went to college to be a dumbass and get taught by a kid. Based kid. Let's go. Next. Her. I bet he's thinking about ratting me out. Him. I bet she's thinking about offing me before I rat her out. Uh-oh, it's the Clintons.
Oh, the murderers.
Yeah. Oh, Clinton, he murdered a guy.
They murdered a guy. I thought everybody knew that. Wasn't that just common knowledge that they murdered a guy? Oh, no. Gotta watch out for old Killery. Next. How to kindly tell someone your child... I don't spread conspiracy theories. I share headlines 6 months ahead of time. Nice. Kermit the Frog here. I don't spread conspiracy theories. I share headlines 6 months ahead of time. And it's not easy being a conspiracy theorist. Okay. Next. Facial recognition works both ways. You got the feds. We got the feds. That's Freddy's friends. We got the feds on J6. You could tell by the tight jorts and the t-shirts, the glasses. You know, they all got walkie-talkies in their pockets. Big old walkie-talkies in their pockets. Earpieces. Do we see earpieces? No earpieces. No earpieces. The earpieces are in the glasses, and it's directly connected to their brains. Same watches. Got some watch action. That's their secret telecommunicator. Those same guys. Wait a second. This guy. Wait, this is at Charlottesville. This is the Tiki Torch Walk at Charlottesville. Oh, this guy. Looking kind of like that guy. And this guy looking kind of like that guy. Looser fitting shorts back in the day. Looser fitting shorts. And we got this guy. Also looking like that guy. This guy. Oh, wow, this guy here looks quite a bit like this guy here. All of them together. Beta! Next. That's inarguable evidence. Okay. They lied to us about Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, Libya, weapons of mass destruction, Vietnam, Iran, North Korea, Venezuela, Guatemala, Honduras, Haiti, Cuba, Panama, Nicaragua, but they're telling the truth about Ukraine. They're telling us the truth about Ukraine. Right. Yeah, if you believe that, I got a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you. I don't understand that. I don't understand that expression. I have a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you. Isn't there a Brooklyn Bridge? Isn't there a Brooklyn Bridge? So shouldn't the expression be like, I got a bridge in somewhere that doesn't have bridges to sell you? Why do they say I have a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you if there are bridges in Brooklyn? I don't get it. Anyway, next. Swapping my tinfoil hat for a blue umbrella hat. Well, you know. No, I told you guys, you just need a school desk. You need the desk that they give you in school because that will save you from any disaster, whether it be a shooting, whether it be nukes, whatever it is, direct energy weapons. Paint it blue if you want. I don't believe that's true, but still a funny meme. But I'd just rather get a school desk. Next. If a high school kid flipping burgers deserves $15 an hour, which is $2,400 a month, then why isn't that the minimum social security payment? Social security. So you're supposed to be secure socially. I looked this up. The minimum social security payment is $890 a month. So if minimum wage is $2,400, or they want it to be, and in many states they've already voted by 2030 to have a $15 minimum wage. Florida, for example, has already done this. Freddie thinks that they haven't changed the minimum wage ever, and he has no idea what he's talking about. But they have. They have consistently been raising the minimum wage, and Democrats keep crying for a higher minimum wage, and then they cry when the cost of housing goes up, and they cry when the cost of food goes up, and they cry when the cost of everything goes off. They cry when small businesses go out of business. They cry when Walmart has to do layoffs and fire employees and move towards automation, and McDonald's is moving towards automation. Why? Well, because you keep voting to raise the minimum wage, dumbass. But if minimum wage earner would get $2,400 a month, why is the minimum social security payment only $890 a month? That's 1/3 of what minimum wage is. Make sense? Does it make sense? No, it doesn't make sense because commies aren't smart. Next. Trans women are just mansplaining what it's like to be a woman. Trans women are just mansplaining what it's like to be a woman. Until next time, friends. Bye.
Beta!
That's He-Man. That's He-Man right there. That's He-Man talking about...
It's a man, baby!
Smart IQ people don't get duped. Smart IQ people don't get duped. Smart IQ people don't say smart IQ people. That's just dumb. You know you will be a big supporter, Freddie. Quit gushing over Freddie. We've told you about that before, Floor. I'm going to ban you just because you're always gushing over the degenerate. Because they pay $15 minimum wage only in places cost of living is higher, dummy. That's the stupidest thing I've ever read in my life. You're an idiot. Next. Oh, oh no. Wait. Oh, we got him flirting. A little flirtatious. And then Obama taking a bite of the wiener. Oh, no. Oh, no. What the?
Beta.
Oh, God. That's gross. That's gross. Next. You find it offensive. I find it funny. That's why I'm happier than you are. Sounds about right. Thank you, China. Thank you for the gong, China. Next. Beware of those who show up out of nowhere, saying all the things you want to hear. Truer words have never been spoken. I've said it before. Vivek says everything we want to hear. He says everything right. He says all the right things that we want to hear. But he did come out of nowhere, and I don't trust the guy. You got to have a little bit of a barrier there. He's young. He did get money from George Soros to go to, not George Soros, but a Soros Foundation to go to college, allegedly, so that it could pay him through Yale after he already went to Harvard with his own money. Then he goes to Yale with Soros money, and he tells everybody, but I really needed the money to get through school. Come to find out, he was worth $2.2 million when he took that money. So he didn't need the money to go to college. He lied. I don't care so much that he took the money. I care that he lied about taking the money and saying that he needed it. He should have just said, yeah, I took money from Satan to use it for good. That's what I did. Yeah, I'll take that money. Takes money out of their pocket, and I'm going to put it into good causes. Why not? And I would have been like, yeah, that's based. That's based. I get it. But Vivek seems great. I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I'm not saying he's a good guy. I'm saying just keep some separation there. If he's saying every single thing you want to hear, all the right things, can we trust him? I don't know yet. We're going to have to wait and see. Next. Preferring biological, this is an article from Leo Kim. Leo Kim sounds Chinese. Preferring biological children is immoral. Most people say they want their kids to be of their own genetic offspring, but such a desire is in conflict with other evolving values around parenting and family. Preferring biological children is immoral. So wait, what are you supposed to have? Other people's children? You supposed to take other people's children? You're supposed to have fake children that are made in a petri dish and then bred in a fake womb. Oh, we're going to get into all that stuff here shortly. Trust that. You can trust that. Next meme. Proud Boys sentenced for January 6th. Enrique Tarrio, 22 years. Ethan Nordine, 18 years. Zachary Rell, 15 years. Joe Biggs, 17 years. Dominic Pizzola, 10 years. A lot of these guys weren't even at January 6th. One of these guys was in prison in another place when January 6th happened. And we talked about the Constitution says you're not supposed to have cruel and unusual punishment. And this is why, although I loved the framers and I loved their ideas and I love the Constitution as a document, in this modern America that we live in, where we have basically open borders and we have a mixing pot, we have a communist mixing pot of everybody coming from everywhere with their own beliefs and their own things, and they don't want to assimilate, and you get called a bigot if you tell them that they're supposed to assimilate. Well, the Constitution doesn't apply to them. The framers did not want a bunch of demonic atheists running around with guns saying whatever they want to say. The framers were talking about a moral and religious people. And by moral and religious people and freedom of religion, they were talking about Christians. They were talking about different denominations of Christianity because they didn't want a monarchy controlling and saying we can only have this one form of Christianity. They wanted other forms of Christianity to be allowed. Different Presbyterian, Baptist, Methodist, Mormons, the Jehovah's Witness, everybody, we have different doctrines. We have some different ideas. We disagree on different parts of the Bible and interpretations and exegesis and all these other things. But overall, our values are the same as Christians, as people of the book. But when you start getting other people coming in who don't have those same values, Constitution isn't for them. And this is our Constitution doling out, our government, our unjust system doling out cruel and unusual punishments. Dang. Oh, hold up. Let's. Oh God. Hold on. I'm trying to zoom in right here. No. Let's admire old Anheuser-Busch. Old Anheuser-Busch. All righty then. Dang, that's old Anheuser-Busch. Them Clydesdales, baby. That's not even a Clydesdale. I would have had a different picture of a Clydesdale in this meme. That's not a Clydesdale. New, but oh God, we're not zooming in on this one. Oh, Dylan Mulvaney. I'm on Rumble. I can. Sad day for the world. Sad day for the world. Next. Guess you could say I was Barack Obama's whistleblower. Oh, no.
Beta!
Lord have mercy. Oh, no. Let's move on. Next. I don't like clowns. Why? They scare you? No. They taste funny. Ha ha. Dad joke. Dad joke. Stubborn one sends me these. Stubborn one with the dad jokes. Send you what? What am I sending you? The Democrat thing? All right. You'll have to remind me on Discord. Tell me on Discord which one to send you. I'll send it to you. 2 weeks ago, you liked him? No, I said the same thing 2 weeks ago. I said the same thing 2 weeks ago, dumbass. I said it during the debates. I said I don't trust him yet. I said he's conservative chat GPT, just like Anomaly said, and he says all the right things, but I don't trust him. And I talked about how he took money from the Soros Foundation while he was rich. I've already covered all of that stuff, so stop lying to the chat. You're a liar. And you're ignorant. I want to see something real quick. What am I looking up? What was I just going to look up? What was I just looking up? Oh, Lord. I don't know what I was just about to look up. Oh. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Okay. I gotta go potty. All right. Just want to look at something real quick. Okay. Next meme. Courtney Ryan. I don't know who she is. 45% of women will be single and childless by 2030. Wow. And then another large percent are going to be single with children. So, I mean, that's just marriage is going. That's not even a meme, I guess. What a mess. That's not even a meme. That's just marriage has been destroyed. No fault divorce. The court stepping in, taking the house, taking the kids, make them pay alimony, make them pay child support. No guy wants to get married into that false system anymore. The church needs to take back marriage. It's supposed to be a religious institution. The government shouldn't have anything to do with it. If you want to have civil unions with tax breaks and people want to just get married for tax breaks, that's fine. That should be a separate thing from marriage. Marriage should be a religious institution. And yeah, if we had more of that in America, then we would have less single and childless mothers and more men who want to get married. But sad story. Next. Too late. I feel fine. The Vaseline didn't even hurt. Oh, Lord. Freddie, is that your brother? What the? Next. That's a mutant. You idiot. You can't threaten me with that. That's illegal. You can't pull a gun on me and threaten me with a gun. That thing's illegal. You're not even allowed to have that. Oh, yeah. Hit that like button. Hit the Cashapp. $ Dreadedconservative. One word. We can't get super chats. We can't get super chats no more because I'm banned on YouTube. So hit up the Cashapp. $ Dreadedconservative. I'm going to need to put a little thing in my OBS that has the Cashapp and the YouTube. so people can go. I still want people to subscribe to the YouTube. Don't unsubscribe on the YouTube. I'll still be putting videos up there, and you know, so I still want you to go watch those. But we're gonna be streaming here for a while. Next, notice how the men's feet are pointing differently. So we got closed-toed. That's a woman. We got closed-toed. That's a woman. We got open-toed. Obviously a man, because they have an extra appendage. They got to have the toes open. You know, it's harder to stand like that. It's uncomfortable. You got to let that thing breathe. So you got to have them toes open, right? Here's a woman, closed-toed. There's a man, closed-toed. Another man, closed-toed. I mean open-toed, sorry. Woman, closed. Man, open. 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 Obviously a man. But wait. There's a dress and weird shoes. Why are the toes open like that? Oh my God, it's Rachel Levine.
Beta! It's a man, baby!
Oh no. It's the health inspector. The third leech isn't working. Better give him another booster leech. Poor guy. Poor guy got all leeched up. While you're at it, give him a lobotomy to cure his depression. If the lobotomy doesn't work, he can smoke some he can inject some ketamine, and maybe the depression will go away. Let's go. Get your third booster leash, guys. Fifth booster leech. More booster leech. First booster leech is for you. Is that Abraham Lincoln? He black. Next. Oh, God, another one. Larry, what do you want to do tomorrow? Barack, have you ever been paddleboarding before? Oh, no. He's about to get dumped in that water. He's about to get his clothes taken off and get dumped in the water with that paddleboard. Oh, no. Kind of like the Clintons.
Oh, murderers. Yeah.
Oh, Clinton, he murdered a guy.
You can get a super chat on Rumble. Oh, do you got to be monetized? I don't have any of that set up. I don't have any of that stuff set up. So I don't know how it works. And, oh, look at PETA being savages. PETA, cows are friends, not food. Then the guy says, name one cow you're friends with. PETA responds, your mom. Oh, PETA with the roast. PETA coming in savage with the burn, with the yo mama joke. Oh, my Lord. Dang. I'm already monetized? Oh, I don't even know how to. I haven't given them any of my. How do you receive payments? Do they pay you in crypto? Like Odyssey does and those other ones? How do they pay you? I haven't set up any sort of payment thing. Anyway, Cash App's better anyway. They don't take anything. I like Cash App. Anyway, next. And the last meme of the day. If you have not seen Yellowstone, it's a great show. Oh, I love trains. Oh, I love trains. Biden says, oh, I love trains. They're taking him to the train yard. They're taking him to the train. They're going to put him on that train. You know what that means? That means, boom, roll down the hill. Unincorporated land. Nobody's ever going to find that body. Put Biden on the train. Let's go. That's it for the memes. That's it for the memes, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I got for the memes. For the memes. Okay. You need $50 to crash out? Oh, that's better than YouTube. YouTube, you need 100. Huh. That's cool. Nice. All right. Let's watch some funny reels, and then we'll do rapid fire news. And I actually have like an actual segment coming in rapid fire. Weird science. Weird science. Let me see here. Okay, these things are all going to try to start playing as soon as I open it. So.
Emily, we're too edgy.
All right. So we got some funny videos. First, we got a James Kluge clip.
When you're 12 years old, you're like, I feel like I'm...
Uh-oh.
75-cent bone.
Stop.
Emily, we're too educated.
When you're 12...
Shh. Can you keep a secret? 9 out of 10 young...
Sorry, guys. 1 second. Where'd it go? Hold on 1 second. Okay. I got it. All right. First, we got a James Klug clip. I like James Klug. Great man on the street stuff. Let's check this out. Latin because I am doing 9/11 and the Patriot Act. Yeah, we're going to watch Loose Change at the end of this stream. I was going to do a deep dive into bricks, but it's going to be really boring. And it's September 11th today. So I'm on Rumble. So instead, I'm going to watch Loose Change. Let's watch some funny shorts. We got James Klug. Not funny. This one's not funny.
Like,
but
I feel like I'm in the wrong body. And that's fine. Like, that's how you
look at that muffin top. This is a muffin top. This is a muffin top right in here. This is what we call a muffin top. A Badusi. No, that's something different. This is a, what is this called? I don't know. There's a muffin top is what it is.
feel. And then if you continue that lifestyle, then that's your life. But my job as an adult and a human being is to respect the choices other people make.
Shouldn't we be able to define what it means to be born in the wrong body?
That's Billboard Chris. Billboard Chris is a boss. I think he's a little bit liberal, but he's still super base, smart guy, knows his stuff, pisses off these college students and these dumb liberal teachers. This lady's a teacher. She teaches kids. But pay attention to what she's saying. Let's play it all the way through.
You continue that lifestyle, and that's your life. But my job as an adult and a human being is to respect the choices other people make.
Shouldn't we be able to define what it means to be born in the wrong body?
Well, we can define what it means to be in the wrong body.
Okay, what is that?
What does it mean?
I feel like I'm in the wrong body. That's what it means. I think children are extremely naive, and
what it means to be in the wrong body means I feel like I'm in the wrong body. I feel like I'm in the wrong body. And if you feel like you're in the wrong body, you already feel like you're in the wrong body. So you need to have a surgical operation to make your body fit what you feel like. That makes a lot of sense.
I think children will listen to the adults around them.
You know, 10-year-olds engage in magical thinking, right?
Absolutely. I'm a school counselor. That's my job. I literally do this professionally.
Have you changed since you were 10 years old?
Absolutely.
Did you learn some things since you were 10?
I would hope so.
So probably the way you think when you're 15 is a lot different than 10.
Your morals and your identity, those things for me haven't changed.
Well, when I was 10 years old, I believed Santa Claus came down my chimney and put presents under the tree.
Right, because children believe in magical thinking. Children are extremely naive, and I think children will listen to the adults around them. I'm a school counselor.
Okay. All right. Now the next ones are going to be funnier. That was just kind of deep. That's a school counselor. That's a woman who's teaching children. Okay. What's next?
2-week-old
chainsaw to cut the burger? That look like Freddy. That's that sawdust burger, baby. You ain't never had
Thanks,
no.
bye.
Oh, yeah, we got it.
2-week-old
All right. Next, we got Meat Canyon. We got the pumpkin spice latte from Meat Canyon. This is funny. This is white. This lady looks just like your typical Mormon white lady going to Starbucks to get a pumpkin spice latte. Ready? Meat Canyon.
Thanks, bye.
All right, have a great day.
You see her twitch?
Welcome to Starbucks. What can we get started for you today?
Hello, can I get 2 iced chai lattes with the pumpkin cream cold foam, extra pumpkin?
The total is $12.50 at the first window.
You see her twitching out?
Oh,
her eyeballs twitching.
Hello again.
Can I have a Venti white chocolate mocha, no whipped cream?
Now I'm gonna be honest. The Venti white chocolate mocha is my favorite. I love the white chocolate mocha. Love the white chocolate. Ladies often call me white chocolate mocha. Back in my playa days. They said, "Dang, you like white chocolate mocha, boy?" I said, "Yup." Next. No, not next.
Welcome to
pumpkin spice latte.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Thanks, bye.
Oh, that was
2 weeks old. Thanks, bye.
It's going
Troy,
crazy.
You been with black women before?
Ari Spears. Let's play a little Ari
You with a
Spears
white
clip.
girl. What's the
This is
difference?
funny.
We'll be right back after this commercial break. Welcome back. What's the difference, Troy?
Freddie, you're going to like this one.
This nigga turned into a slave. Nigga, I don't know. As far as I know, there's no difference, sir. I've been with Miss Becky Bell.
I'll be that baby daddy. I didn't eat that pie.
My whole life.
Ari Spears
Nigga, talk to me. We free. This nigga nervous as shit. Oh. Oh, Lord. Down by the river. Oh, my Lord.
All right. I think we're almost done with the... I got a couple more. Got a bunch of them this time. I don't remember what this is. Oh, Floyd, you're going to like this. Speak English.
You want to talk to me? You talk to me in English. I'm getting money. I got paid.
Talk to me in English. Yeah.
I got paid today in dollars, not fucking pesetas. Talk to me in fucking English. Oh, so you know English now, right?
Floyd, that's Floyd. That's Latina in Cali. That's C-Sal. That's all the Latina mamas. All the Latina ladies. Maybe that's not them, but that's their moms. Is that how moms talks?
All right, but you got like 50 years in the country, so you know something. So let me hear something.
What you want to hear? Huh?
Wow.
What you want to hear? I'm here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Sit down, coño, son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch, stupid ass.
Yo lo aprendí de ustedes de la escuela, coño, que son los únicos que venían diciendo.
¿Cómo fue?
Motherfucker. No respetaban a uno.
Smack the shit out of it. Even when she, get out of here, Ad.
You said I thought it would be hard.
Even when she talked English, it sounded Spanish. Even when she spoke English, it sounded like she was still. She said, motherfucker, you just fuck out of that. That's all the Latina ladies in the chat. How they yell at you. I like how homeboy was laying on the kitchen counter eating grapes. What? All right, here's my short. Let's go. Sean Strickland, shout out. We took a 90-day ban because I showed the fight because it was that epic. That boy walked Izzy down the entire 5 rounds. Izzy was scared. Izzy was looking frightened after he got almost knocked out after the first round. And he was looking scared. He was just backing up. After the fight, this is my short that I made for the post-fight interview. Strickland said it was actually easy. Like, I thought it was going to be a lot harder. He was saying during the fight, come on, fight back. I feel like I'm fighting an amateur. Strickland was talking-ish during the fight, saying, I feel like I'm fighting an amateur right now. Do something. Stop running from me. Izzy was scared. Let's watch this.
Harder. In your mind, what exactly, you think now that you have defeated Israel Adesanya?
Yeah, you guys, I work my ass off. And like I always tell people, I've been caught in fights. We've all been caught, but I'm one of the best strikers in the world. I'm one of the best boxers in the world. I can hang with any boxer, any striker. And, when you play the man dance game, sometimes you get caught, sometimes you get knocked out. But I truly believe I'm one of the best strikers in the world.
How close was it to ending in the first?
Once he came up, I could see him came back, but the life was kind of taken from it. Once he got up, and you could see it in his eyes. Whenever a man knows he's been beaten, whenever a man knows he can't land a punch, you could start seeing it spiral and backpedal. And hats off to Izzy, man. He's a legend. Like, to say that I'm not a fan of Izzy would be a liar. I've watched that guy just like you guys watch that guy. He's a savage. Like, I liked watching him bleed. I liked watching the blood drip down his face, especially like in the 4th round. Every time he hit him, blood would just spray from his face. I loved it. But after the fact, like, oh, man, that's a legend.
You said I thought it would be hard.
Let's go. We are now in the era of the Seans. We got Sean O'Malley, Sean Strickland. And coming up soon, we got Colby Covington going for a title spot. Me and Daddy Jub are super hyped because if Colby wins, we got the white boy trinity of champions. We got Colby, Sean, and Sean. It's gonna be lit. The UFC is coming back because for a while, remember during the BLM riots, we had Usman, Adesanya, and who was the other guy? Another African dude. But anyway, it was all BLM. It was all like Black Lives Matter. We got the 3 black champions, the 3 African champions. It was Usman, Izzy, and somebody else I can't remember. But now we're coming up. It's white boy time. It's like White History Month all over again. We got the Seans. We got Sean Strickland, Sean O'Malley, Colby Covington. We're going Trump 2024 in the UFC, baby. Let's go. Let's freaking go. All right. That's all the fun stuff. No more time for fun stuff. Let's move on to rapid fire news. Rapid fire news. This is the part where we just go through these headlines. We go through these stories. Don't spend too much time talking about it. Burn through these stories. But while I was putting together this rapid fire news segment, I had a story that I was just going to touch on, and it led me to other stories. So we're actually going to make a little segment, weird science segment, coming up in just a moment. But first, let's do a few stories. Let's do a few quick stories. We got some geopolitics. We do a little geopolitical stuff, but now it's not letting me read the article. I hate when it does this. It'll show me when I first look at the article, it shows me the full article. But then when I save it to my bookmarks and I open it for the show, it tells me I need to subscribe to this place. So I can't read the article now. I'm not paying for this. Anyway, we're going to do some geopolitical stuff. There's been a lot of talks about the G20. From Financial Times, China opposed plans for U.S. to host the G20 in 2026. So U.S. is trying to host the G20 in 2026. And I think this kind of ties in with the whole BRICS stuff that I was going to do at the end of the show. I was going to do a deep dive into BRICS because I'm not educated on BRICS and I want to learn myself. So I was just going to read articles about BRICS and I was going to learn. The audience could learn with me. But that's kind of boring. We'll do that in another stream. Maybe tomorrow or like Wednesday, we'll do a stream where we just read about BRICS. It's going to be a boring, get educated stream where I'm just going to read out loud. But instead today, since it's 9/11, we're on Rumble, we're going to watch Loose Change. But so China is opposed to plans for the U.S. to host G20 in 2026. I think that kind of ties in with the BRICS stuff because China's taking over the world. They're going to be the powerhouse if they aren't already. You know, Russia might have Satan nukes, but China got dang satellites with freaking lasers on their freaking heads. So you got to watch out for China. Everybody hit the like button. We only got 5 likes. Well, maybe if I refresh, maybe there's more likes. Oh, we got 10 likes, but we had 33 people watching at one point. So everybody, if you haven't hit the like button, then go ahead and juice that algo a little bit. What are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? This is my first stream on Rumble. You're not even hitting the like button? Something wrong with you? What the? I have heard that Rumble actually is kind of like Kick, where for every 1 real viewer you have on Kick, it's 1.8 to 2.3 fake viewers for every real viewer you have. So if you have 10 viewers, it's going to say that you have between 23 and 38 viewers when you only have 10 viewers. I don't know if Rumble does that like Kick does, but you guys need to show me who the real ones are and hit that like button. But so we got the G20 thing. It's not letting me see the article, but China doesn't want U.S. to hold the G20. From PBS NewsHour, what is the G20, who's in it, and what happens at its summits? The group of 20 G20, a collection of 20 of the world's largest economies formed in 1999, was conceived as a bloc that would bring together the most important industrialized and developed economies to discuss international economic and financial stability. Its annual summit, a gathering of G20 leaders that debuted in 2008, has evolved into a major forum for discussing economics as well as other pressing global issues like global warming and like population reduction. That's what they talk about at these things. It's like the Bilderberg Group. It's like the World Economic Forum. All these elites, all these globalists come together and they talk about how they're going to destroy all the middle class and make everybody poor and eat the bugs and live in the pods, basically. Bilateral meetings on the summit sidelines have occasionally led to major international agreements. And while one of the group's most impressive achievements was its robust response to the 2008 financial crisis, its cohesion has since frayed. And the analysts have criticized its lackluster response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Lackluster? I think it was overly dramatic. Under President Donald Trump, the United States clashed with the rest of the group on trade, climate, and migration policy. Is that where Trump is sitting at the table and he's laying down the law to all these fools and they're just looking at him like, what do we say? What do we do? When he said Germany, when he was talking about, oh man, I wish I had a clip. I wish I had the clip. Somebody send me the clip. Was that at the G20 when Trump was let me see if I can pull something up real quick. Trump at G20, because I think that might be the one where he's at the table and he's calling out Germany for. Look, he talked to Putin. Oh, here we go. Here we got a clip.
Fellow elites, now that we've made travel so ridiculously
get out of here, Ad.
This is your man,
Hear the cameras?
What do you think? I think there might be a couple of cameras. Get rid of them.
Do you hear him? He said fake news. Fake news.
We have a problem in Russia. We have.
You don't have a problem with fake news in Russia. And he said we have the same issue. He just said fake news. You don't have a problem with that in Russia. We have that problem. And he said, yes, we have the same problem in Russia. I kill them. I kill them when they do the fake news. That was a horrible Russia impression. Same, but different.
Hello, everybody.
Can you guys see it? Oh, crap. Sorry, guys. My bad. I wasn't showing it.
Все понятно, все слышно?
All right, talk. Say something. It's like the Academy Award.
Mr. Trump, do you think you will have a Thank you very much, everybody. It's a great honor to be with President Putin. His representatives, my representatives, we have many things to discuss, including trade and including some disarmament, some little protectionism, perhaps, in a very positive way. And we're going to discuss a lot of different things. We've had great meetings. We have a very, very good relationship. And we look forward to spending some very good time together. A lot of very positive things going to come out of the relationship. So, Vladimir, thank you very much. Thank you.
Всем большое спасибо. Я приветствую всех. Я приветствую также торговля, коммерция, вопросы разоружения, хорошие взаимоотношения, которые будут между нами. Я думаю, что результаты этой встречи будут отличными.
Не могу не согласиться с господином президентом. Нам есть о чем поговорить.
Well, I cannot but agree with Mr. President. We have something to discuss here.
Все темы обозначены.
All the topics have been outlined.
Мы давно не виделись со времен встречи в Хельсинки.
We haven't seen each other since Helsinki meeting.
I should change the title of the video to
сотрудники работали и дали нам хорошую возможность продолжить то, о чем мы договаривались. Спасибо за обеих сторон.
Thank you very much for both teams for that.
Спасибо за внимание.
The media said, Mr. President, will you tell Putin not to meddle in the election? He said, yeah, don't meddle in our elections.
Don't meddle in the election.
Thank you very much.
President, Ukrainian ships
issue in the relationship.
All right. Enough of that. So that's from the G20. That's a past clip from the G20. The G20 is a forum comprising 19 countries with some of the world's probably a better word, largest economies, as well as the European Union. The countries are Argentina, Australia, Brazil, Canada, China, France, Germany, India, Indonesia, Italy, Japan, Mexico, Russia, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, South Korea, Turkey, the United Kingdom, and the United States. Spain is invited as a permanent guest. So a lot of the world. And China does not want the G20 in 2026 to be held in the U.S. So there's just a little geopolitics for you. It's far off, but we're touching on it. This is supposed to be rapid fire news, so let's move quicker. More on the G20. G20 leaders avoid blaming Russia over Ukrainian invasion as Biden struggles to rally support. The group of 20 stopped short of condemning Russia's invasion of Ukraine in this year's summit in New Delhi and did not explicitly call out Russia as the aggressor. This is from USA Today, by the way. All states must refrain, this is a quote, from the threat to or use of force to seek territorial acquisitions against the territorial integrity and sovereignty or political independence of any state, the joint statement said. The use or threat of use of nuclear weapons is inadmissible. Like the Satan nuke. The softer language showed the deepening fractures among leaders of the world's top economies as the 19-month-long war drags on in Eastern Europe in the absence of Russia's Vladimir Putin and China's Xi Jinping. President Biden hoped to rally support for Ukraine abroad as voters from both parties have begun to question the U.S. ongoing military aid. Well, it's good to see that people are starting to question that. In other rapid-fire news, so I saw this on YouTube. I saw an ad for this. This is some local news. I'm in Salt Lake City, Utah. There's been this ad popping up on my YouTube about saveslc.org, and it's about the homelessness and the drug problem that we have exploding in Salt Lake City. And then when I wanted to research this organization, I've actually contacted them on Facebook and said, can I get an interview with somebody? And they haven't responded yet. But then when I went on Google, I saw Redditors, which is a bunch of liberals, bunch of dumb liberals, are freaking out about this. An ad came out for saveslc.org while I was watching YouTube that is frankly disturbing. I think it's fair to say that unhoused people are becoming more prevalent due to effects of the pandemic plus inflation. You mean by democratic policies, by our Marxist mayor, Aaron Mendenhall. But to have a retired police captain of SLC PD comment on it, inappropriate and unneeded. Why would the police captain not comment on it? He's the one who's dealing with it the most. Other than the people living in these neighborhoods. And more importantly, this entire ad reduced people who are unhoused to being drug addicts, criminals who attack small businesses and traumatize people with their deaths. I mean, a lot of them are. A large percent of them are drug addicts and criminals. And they do attack small businesses. And they do traumatize people when they die in the middle of the street. And so everybody's commenting. I think it's a GOP. Their website and YouTube points to no leadership. Their Whois points to a proxy registration. Looks like campaign money to funnel into certain leaders that to be decided later. Probably some right-wing group. All the libtards on Reddit are saying that it's a GOP op. But when I go to the thing, I see truth. Let's watch a video.
I've never seen a deceased human body until 2020. And then I saw a homeless man shot to death in the street a couple blocks from my house in the middle of the afternoon. For my neighbor across the street, I think her breaking point was when her 11-year-old was solicited as a sex worker at the end of the street.
I've been homeless for about 27.
So this is where the road home used to be. Road home used to be right here, and it got taken down. And this is so much better than it was 3 years ago. They shut down the road home and they dispersed all the homeless people to all over the city. But this little strip right here, Rio Grande, it's still full of homeless people, but this is nowhere near. This whole strip was tents. This whole middle area, tents. Like this is nice compared to what it used to be. But they've all moved they've spread out because they shut down and destroyed a homeless shelter that housed 2,000 people, and they opened up 2 new homeless shelters, one for men and one for women. No more family shelter, as far as I know. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But they opened up a women's shelter that housed 200 to 400 women, depending on if they have the overflow open. Same thing with the men's, and the men's is right across the street from the jail, which is way away from downtown. Homeless people gravitate towards downtown because that's where all the resources are. That's where the most people are. That's where you can get more food and you can get more access to all the stuff. So why would you, doesn't it seem strange they would put the homeless shelter right across the street from the county jail for the men? And then they would put the women's far away, and it split up families. It split up homeless families, which, you know, that's a problem. I'm not condoning people being homeless, but the way our city handled this problem so that they could gentrify that area, because the Gateway Mall is right behind the camera right now. The Gateway Mall, the owners of that property wanted to revitalize the Gateway Mall. So it's not even called the Gateway Mall anymore. It's called the Gateway Experience. They changed it from an outdoor mall to a place where you could do like VR, movie theater. It's supposed to be like a family gathering entertainment place. And so they shut down the shelter because it was right across the street, and they've built a bunch of very expensive apartments in that area. So they gentrified the area, and I'm okay with that stuff. But you need to have equal or greater options for the homeless people. Otherwise, all you're doing is dispersing them to other parts of the city. Now they're walking through the residential neighborhoods. It's a mess.
Some years.
I've been homeless for 13, 14 years now.
I've been homeless 20 plus years. It's hard when you ain't got nobody to help you.
The current leadership appears to be looking the other way as the crisis gets deeper. I don't see that they're willing to admit that we have a crisis. So I believe we have a failure of leadership right now in Salt Lake City. I can't draw any other conclusion.
We have a Marxist mayor. She has a liberal arts degree in gender studies. And I'm not even exaggerating. That's her degree. And she's a mayor, and she's a Marxist, 100%. But anyway, enough of that. This is rapid fire news. Let's burn through some of these other articles before we get into the other stuff. I need to go potty. Let's see. We got the New Mexico story. New Mexico governor issues order suspending the right to carry firearms in public across Albuquerque. Of course, this is what happens when you elect Democrat women to run your government. They want to play mama. They want to take care of everybody. We got to get rid of the guns. It'll make everybody safer. Gun control is going to be one of the #1 issues other than climate change for Democrats in 2024. So be ready. You better lose all your guns on a freaking boating accident right about now. New Mexico Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham on Friday issued an emergency order suspending the right to carry firearms in public across Albuquerque and the surrounding county for at least 30 days in response to a spate of gun violence. This is from AP. The Democratic governor said she expects legal challenges, but was compelled to act because of recent shootings, including the death of an 11-year-old boy outside a minor league baseball stadium this week. You know, use the tragedy, pull on the heartstrings, and then you can pass stuff. Whatever you want to pass, basically. And I gotta pee. 9/11 demolition day. Nobody's had no comments in a while. What else? Said state police would be responsible for enforcing what amount to civil violations. Albuquerque Police Chief Harold. This is kind of like what they tried to do in New York. They said no more concealed carry or open carry or whatever it was. And it got shot down because it's unconstitutional. But these people don't care about the Constitution. Biden himself said the Constitution is malleable. We could change it. So they're going to do what they want to do. The firearm suspension classified as an emergency public health order, similar to what they did with the COOF with COVID. Applies to open and concealed carry in most public places, from city sidewalks to urban recreational parks. The restriction is tied to a threshold for violent crime rates currently only met by the Metropolitan Albuquerque. Police and licensed security guards are exempt from the temporary ban. Of course, the police is going to still have guns. Duh. Violators could face civil penalties for a fine of up to $5,000. Gubernatorial spokesperson Caroline Sweeney said under the order, residents can still transport guns to some private locations such as a gun range or gun store, provided the firearm has a trigger lock or some other container or mechanism making it impossible to discharge. So this is ridiculous. They're coming for the guns. They're coming for the guns. Yeah, everyone in New Mexico needs to step up and let them know they won't tolerate that BS. Well, it's too late. As I've talked about this before, you can't retroactively fix these things. You have to preemptively nip it in the bud. You voted for this Democrat woman to run your city. They're to blame. You get the government you deserve. You know, the powers and the principalities appoint the leadership of our world. And the powers and principalities, the angels, are not all good. Some of them are fallen. Some of them are Satan's crew. Some of them are God's crew. But when we get a president like Joe Biden, and when New Mexico gets a governor like this woman, that's our fault. That's what we deserve. That's what we need at the time. That we've let Satan's powers and Satan's principalities take over and assign those governments. Voting is a facade. Voting is a facade. Higher powers than us determine these leaders. And we get the leadership we deserve. They got the leadership they deserve. They voted this woman in, and they get their just desserts. So they can't complain about it. But the Democrats are coming for the guns. Trust that. Trust that. All right. Let me see if I can skip this segment because I got to go potty. What is this? I'm going to play this. It's 2 minutes. I'm going to play this. This is That 70s Show. A little entertainment news for you. Hide from That 70s Show. Let's watch this, and I'll be right back.
We have breaking news for you. The sentencing has come down for the former That 70s Show actor, Danny Masterson, who was convicted of raping 2 women back in May. I want to bring in NBC entertainment reporter Chloe Milas. Chloe, arguably the most high-profile person since Harvey Weinstein, since the Me Too movement. What do we know?
So we know that he has been sentenced to 15 years on count 1, 15 years on count 2. That's 30 years. These sentences will run consecutively. We heard from the victims. They gave impact statements today. His family, his wife, Bijou Phillips, was sitting in the courtroom. We had a reporter in the courtroom. Danny Masterson chose not to speak today. We're waiting for a statement from his attorney on this. And we know that his attorney was arguing today that 30 years would be unjust and that, at the most 15 years and then eventually being, released on parole. But that is not the sentence that he was given today. We have heard from Jane Does 2 and 3. And in a statement, their attorney is saying that these women displayed tremendous strength and bravery by coming forward to law enforcement and participating directly in 2 grueling criminal trials. Now, these allegations from these women, there are 2 alleged rapes that took place over 2 decades ago.
20 years ago. More than 20 years ago.
At Masterson's Hollywood Hills home. These were women that were in the Church of Scientology. Danny Masterson is still in the Church of Scientology. These women.
I'll say this. And again, I don't go with the Me Too movement, believe all women. Why are they just now coming out 20 years later? Are they looking for a payoff? What's really going on here? But when you say that they were all involved in the Church of Scientology, okay, I know they're up to some weird stuff there. And this may actually be real. This may be a real one. They're Scientologists. They're weird. Can't be trusted if it's Scientology. We've talked about Scientology before. Can't trust them. So this one might be real. But again, why 20 years later? Like, I don't know. I'm going to reserve judgment on this one.
They claimed in the trial that they were silenced by the church. The church has come out and denied this. Now, we have reached out to the Church of Scientology for a further statement on this. But
of course, they're not going to give you a statement.
All been watching, and this comes after an original mistrial being
Church of Scientology ain't giving a statement on nothing
for these crimes.
Just go read some L. Ron Hubbard. He wrote more fictional writings than anybody ever in history, and then he made a religion, and people believed it. All right. All right, let's get into this. We'll close this. Let's see. close this. Let's get into this segment. We got like a little actual news segment here. Weird science. Weird science in the news from the BBC. So I was just going to talk about this article, but there's more weird science out there. Scientists grow a whole model of a human embryo without sperm or egg. They're calling it an entity. Scientists have created an entity. If that doesn't freak you out, I don't know what is. Do I have any weird sound effects for this? Oh no. Science creating an entity? Do we have any like... Yeah. You need to worry if scientists are out here creating entities. I don't know what that means, but scientists have grown an entity that closely resembles an early human embryo without using sperm or eggs or womb. The Weizmann Institute team says their embryo model, made using stem cells, probably from aborted babies, looks like a textbook example of a real 14-day-old embryo. It even released hormones that turned a pregnancy test positive in the lab. The ambition for embryo models is to provide an ethical way of understanding the earliest moments of our lives. Sounds like some Tower of Babel playing God nonsense to me. Sounds like some demonic, wicked, evil mess, if you ask me. Embryo research is legally, ethically, and technically fraught, but there is now a rapidly developing field mimicking natural embryo development. This research, published in the journal Nature, is described by the Israeli team. Israeli team? Hold up. Israelis are making entities. Okay. Oh, as if there wasn't enough. As if there wasn't enough ammunition. We got a little more. They're making entities over in Israel. What the? This research published, I already read that. This is really a textbook image of a human day 14 embryo, Professor Hanna says, which hasn't been done before. Instead of a sperm and egg, the starting material was naive stem cells, which were reprogrammed to gain the potential to become any type of tissue in the body. Chemicals were then used to coax these stem cells into becoming 4 types of cell found in the earliest stages of the human embryo. The epiblast cell, which becomes the embryo proper, or foetus. The trophoblast cell, which becomes the placenta. The hypoblast cell, which became the supportive yolk sac. And the extraembryotic mesoderm cells. A total of 120 of these cells were mixed in a precise ratio, and then the scientists took a step back and watched. Let's look at these pictures. Creating a model of the human embryo. Look at this mess. Now, you might say to yourself, okay, they can make an embryo, but no woman is going to be crazy enough to have that thing implanted in her so it could grow into a little demon, right? No woman's going to do that. No woman's going to sacrifice her womb to Moloch, to Baal, to Baphomet, so that they can grow this demon spawn inside of her womb. Oh, don't worry, guys. There's more. There's more. From 2017, and there is more stuff on this. Norway is working on it. Israel is one of the leading countries working on this. From 2017, and you know technology is 20 years more advanced than what we know about. So 5 years ago, they made a fake womb for a lamb. Scientists have created an artificial womb in the hopes of someday using the device to save babies born extremely prematurely. Is that what it's for? Or is it to grow your entities, grow your little demon spawn? So far, the device has only been tested on fetal lambs. A study published Tuesday involving 8 animals found the device appears effective, enabling very premature fetuses to develop normally for about a month. We've been extremely successful in replacing the conditions in a womb in our lamb model. Is it Norway? Or maybe it's Sweden. One of those Scandinavian countries has developed it to where they can grow a baby, a human baby, from as late as 3 months. Not earlier than that, but the science, that's just what we know about. If the science is more advanced than we know about, who's to say they don't have an artificial womb that they can put an artificial embryo into to grow some freaking demon monsters? It's getting kind of freaky out there, ladies and gentlemen. They've had normal growth. They've had normal lung maturation. They've had normal brain maturation. They've had normal development in every way that we can measure. Flock says the group hopes to test the device on very premature human babies within 3 to 5 years. Now, this could also be used as I've heard this in pro-life abortion debates where the pro-lifer will say, well, what if we get to the point where we can grow a baby in an artificial womb? Would you no longer support abortion? And the abortion people still say, no, I still support abortion because it's really not about the mother's bodily autonomy or any of that garbage. It's about wanting to kill babies. And so even if they had an option for an artificial womb to save the child and not have the mother abort it, just take it out of her, put it in an artificial womb, let it grow, and she could just go on with her life. The mother doesn't want the guilt of knowing that that child is out there somewhere, maybe getting adopted, maybe not getting adopted. The mother doesn't want to live with that guilt. She just wants to kill the baby, and she wants to be able to have the choice as a strong, independent woman to kill that child. So the artificial womb thing isn't even a good argument for a pro-life person to use. Don't use it because these demons don't care about that. They just want to kill babies. And it's not even something we should entertain the idea of it because it's actually like demonic. This stuff is wicked. They're making embryos in labs and they're growing babies in artificial wombs. Have you ever seen the movie The Matrix? Here's more. Reproduction without pregnancy. This article is more than 2 years old. Would it really emancipate women? It may sound far-fetched, but a breakthrough in Israel has brought us a step closer to creating artificial wombs for humans. So why is Israel working on artificial wombs and artificial entities grown in petri dishes? I love the Jewish people. I love them. But you're giving us too much. You're doing a little bit. I don't know about all this. A team of Israeli scientists announced the mother of all inventions last week. Researchers from the Weizmann Institute of Science revealed in the journal Nature that they had successfully gestated hundreds of mice inside an artificial womb. They placed newly fertilized eggs inside glass vials, rotating in a ventilating incubator, and grew the embryos for 11 days. The midpoint of the mouse pregnancy outside their mother's bodies, the embryos developed normally. Their hearts, visible through the glass vials, pounded steadily at 170 beats per minute. The mice were no bigger than sunflower seeds, but what they represent is enormous. The breakthrough brings us one step closer to reproduction without pregnancy. The division of labor and gestation is the most intractable imbalance between the sexes. Men only have to contribute a single cell to make a baby, whereas women carry their children for 9 months and give birth, sometimes risking their bodies and often risking their careers. Risking their careers? See, oh my God, this is some feminine bullcrap from The Guardian, some women's empowerment. They're risking their careers by having children. And you wonder why there's reports saying 45% of women are going to be single and childless by 2030. This is all by design. This is all by design. This is population reduction, population control. This is a demonic agenda. This is absolutely wicked. You know, sometimes risking their bodies and careers in a world of work built largely by men. Oh my God. Sometimes risking their body and often risking their careers in a world of work built largely by men. Oh, these evil misogynist bigots. An artificial womb would mean complete reproductive parity between the sexes. All anyone needs to do is throw in their gametes and the rest is taken care of. But this equality could come at a great cost to women. This is radically disruptive technology in which every new development, we are sleepwalking into a world of tough ethical choices. You don't care about ethics? Shut up. Y'all don't care about ethics? And here's a little video on YouTube. We'll just watch it for a minute. Looks like the Matrix.
Introducing Ectolife, the world's first artificial womb facility, powered entirely by renewable energy.
Renewable energy. Oh, you mean solar panels? No, we mean your life energy. This is like real life Matrix, bro. Art imitates life. Life imitates art. Did the Wachowski brothers, formerly Wachowski brothers, currently the Wachowski sisters.
It's a man, baby.
Did they know something we don't know? Or were they just paying more attention to the news? Because this is old information. This is like one of those articles I read you was from 2017. One was 2 years ago. Now, Matrix is older than that, but like, this is freaky.
Life allows infertile couple to conceive a baby and become the true biological parents of their own offspring. It's a perfect solution for women who had their uterus surgically removed due to cancer or other complications.
Now, see that seems, you know, I'm not going to say it seems good. I almost feel like if you had your uterus removed due to cancer, that's like God's way of telling you maybe you weren't meant to be a mother. And the woman, maybe she gets depressed by that. Maybe that hurts her that she's not going to have a child. But you know what she can do? She can go adopt a child that another evil woman wanted to abort. So she doesn't need to have a baby made in a test tube and put into an artificial womb so that she can feel happy and fulfilled in life. She can go adopt a child that somebody else wanted to abort or that some other family kicked to the curb. So no, I'm not going to give that any leniency.
With Ectolife, premature births and C-sections will be a thing of the past. Ectolife is designed to help countries that are suffering from severe population decline, including Japan, Bulgaria, South Korea.
Really? But I thought we were overpopulated. If we're overpopulated and climate change is such a big deal, the world's going to end in 10 years. Every 10 years, they tell us the world's going to end in 10 years. Then why do we need to make babies and entities and test tubes and vials and grow them in freaking things? This stuff's getting wild. It's getting crazy. It's a crazy world out there. I just report on it.
Yeah, and many others. The facility features 75 highly equipped labs. Each state-of-the-art lab can accommodate.
All right, I don't even know how legit this is because this is all computer generated. Hasham Al-Ghali. But when I typed in artificial wombs, this video was coming up on Google as one of the most referenced ones. So I don't know. Do what you want with that, whether it's credible or not. These articles that I read you are creditable. That video, I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. But that's enough about that. That stuff just makes me feel weird. That stuff is creepy. I'm like hardcore pro-life. I don't even like saying pro-life. I'm anti-abortion. I'm hardcore anti-abortion. Duh, everybody's pro-life. Even the pro-abortion people think that they're pro-life. We got to save the life of the mother. So I don't say pro-life because that's dumb. I'm anti-abortion. I'm anti-killing babies. But I'm also anti-making fake wombs and making entities in petri dishes. So I'm also anti... what's it called? What's it called where they put the frozen, they freeze the eggs and they freeze the sperm and they do the in vitro fertilization or whatever? I'm against that stuff too. So I'm consistent. Don't worry. But that's all we got. That's the weird science segment. Weird science. All right. Let's move on. We got a few more stories. Looks like we got 3 more stories. 3 more stories. I'll go through these quickly. We did the Bud Light meme. As if Bud Light hasn't gone through enough. As if there hasn't been enough boycotts for Bud Light. The Gates Foundation Trust quaffs $96 million of Bud Light stock. The Gates Foundation invested $96 million into Bud Light stock. Receives more Berkshire Hathaway. Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation Trust heavily expanded its holdings in Berkshire Hathaway during the second quarter thanks to an ongoing gift from Warren Buffett. The trust also added Anheuser-Busch to its portfolio, buying more than $96 million in shares of the distressed beer maker, grappling with the impact of the recent Bud Light boycotts. Oh, you thought it was bad before? Oh, you thought it was bad when you made an ad with Dylan Mulvaney? When you made a little ad, you thought that the Bud Light and the Budweiser drinkers were gonna like your ad with Dylan Mulvaney?
It's a man, baby.
Beta. No, it's gonna get much worse now. Now Bill Gates invested $96 million in a Bud Light. You think we're gonna start buying it now? Oh, great! The stocks went up. I hope anybody who is into day trading or short stocks and all that stuff. I hope that when Bud Light plummeted, they bought some stocks, and then when Bill Gates bought $96 million, it jumped up a little bit, And I hope you sold them all immediately because it's about to go way back down. It's about to go back down. I'm just telling you. As Chief Investment Officer of Cascade Asset Management Company, Michael Larson oversees the investment decisions for the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation Trust. A spokesperson for Cascade told MarketWatch, Bill Gates did not purchase shares of Anheuser-Busch InBev, nor did he participate in the investment decision of the trust. Cascade, which manages the asset of the trust, sees value in Bud at recent prices. Yeah, because it plummeted. You're trying to boost it up. But once people find out that Bill Gates was involved in that, they're going to boycott it even harder. We're going to double down on the boycott. The Brewers had Bud Light sales tumble as conservative boycotts erupted in the months following its April 1st advertisement with transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney. Deutsche Bank wrote in a June research note that Bud Light sales may never fully recover. We got the graph here. Let's see, is this real time? So high 61. What's the dates on this? This is January, March. When did this happen? April? I just read the date. April 1st. So April 1st. Let's see. Is the blue line what we're looking at? I don't know how to read this graph. Why did I say graph? This graph. Looks like we're at a high. April comes along. We see a big dip. Boom, it drops. Boom. After Dylan Mulvaney, stocks are down here. Now in September, Bill Gates buys 96 million. Might go back up. Let me see. Let me check Robinhood real quick because I can read that easier. Hold on one second. When is space going to go up? Let's search for Bud. Anheuser-Busch, InBev. Oh yeah, it's up. Dang. 56. So just since this morning, it's gone from 56.40 to 57.10. But you can see, so here we are. It was up to 66 before April, and then it dropped. It dropped down to 54. Not a huge drop. Not as much as I thought. But 64 to 54, that's $10. That is a minus 11%. So quite a big drop. Now, as of this week, you see the line. You see that big jump there? I don't know if y'all can see it on my phone. Y'all see that big jump there? That's when Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation purchased the stock. So if you were holding on to some, or if you bought some when it dropped, you might be copping a little bread right now. So go and sell that. Go and sell that real quick, because once people find out about this, and I'm not a financial advisor. Don't take any of this financial advice. I'm poor. I'm a brokey. I don't got no money. So don't listen to what I'm saying. Ignore everything I'm saying. I am not a financial advisor, but let's get rid of the Bud Light. All right. What do we got? We got 2 more stories to go, and then we're going to start watching this loose change. We got the poo-poo plane. Oh, God. We're going to talk about the poo-poo plane. Oh, Lord. It's the poo-poo plane. It's potty time. I'm going to feel like a potty mouth. From the Post, from New York Post, passengers on board diarrhea plane share ordeal. It was dribbled down the aisle. It smelled horrible. Oh my God, I would have died. I can't do. Yo, you can hit me with a stick. You could throw a brick at me. I've had my head stomped into the pavement, got 15 staples in the back of my head. I've been in countless fights. I've been football drop kicked to the face multiple times. I've had my eye bust open. I've been punched by a 300-pound dude. I've been dropped. I've been kicked while I'm down. I've been in fights. I've been in car accidents and had multiple concussions. but I've never been knocked unconscious that I know of. Maybe in the car accident, I might have been unconscious for a minute. I'm not 100% sure. It was all haze, but I've had a lot of head damage. If you can't tell yet, if you can't tell yet, I've had a lot of head damage. I've had 2 concussions. I've had staples in my head, everything. But as far as I know, I've never been knocked unconscious, except for maybe in the car accidents. But if I would have passed out. If I see poop, I would have thrown up and then I would have passed out. I can't do it. I can't be messing with strong smells. I have a strong sense of smell, which is strange for a smoker. But smells, gross smells, like if we got to do like sewage work or plumbing at work, like my boss knows that I can't do it. Because even my dog, when my dog poops, if he poops in a neighbor's yard with nice grass, I feel obligated to pick it up. But I'm like, I'm like dying the whole time. I do not like it. I do not like poop and smells. If I was on this plane, I would have been, hopefully they got a parachute, because I'm opening that emergency exit door and I'm out. I'm out that piece. Get me out of here. Grossed out passengers have detailed the ordeal of being stuck on a Delta flight that was forced to turn back after someone could not contain their explosive diarrhea, which left the crew ripping out the carpet to contain the biohazard. It was an experience that I hope no one has to go through. Marie Beals Bassinger told, hyphenated woman name, get out of here with that, told the Daily Mail of the flight that was diverted back to Atlanta on Friday, just 2 hours into its 8-hour trek to Barcelona, Spain. I hope the poor woman that had this experience recovers, she said of the sickened passenger. The pilot of flight DL-194 had warned air traffic control there was a biohazard issue with a passenger who's had diarrhea all the way through the airplane. It was dribbled down the aisle, smelled horrible. Jeff Hewitt says, I got run over by a 900-pound steer and hit my head on the concrete, got a nice little concussion. Yep. And I don't know if that might knock me unconscious. I don't know, but I would pass out if I was on this plane. I would throw up first, and then I think I would pass out just to like escape from it somehow. This is horrible. It was dribbled down the aisle, smelled horrible. One person tweeted of their partner's disgusting experience on the flight. Do I want to keep reading this? Do we want to look at pictures? Get out of here. No, I'm not looking. You guys look at it. I don't want to look at it. Okay, I'm looking at it. Oh, that's bad. Bro, the poo-poo plane. The poo-poo plane. Enough of that. This is rapid fire news. Let's get off that. Last story. This is a story that's close to my heart because as you guys see, if you're new to the channel, if you haven't watched on YouTube, if you're watching on Rumble and you've never seen the YouTube channel, I crushed the Pocky One Chip Challenge. And I was excited because the 7-Eleven near my house has started selling the new 2023 Pocky One Chip Challenge. I do hot challenges. It's the real Mr. Mad. One of my viewers over on YouTube sent me these. Johnny Scoville's Tube of Terror Peanuts. As you can see, I failed this challenge horribly. Probably because I'm missing teeth in my mouth. Because I used to be a damn drug addict. I got a lot of my teeth fixed, but I have to get an implant here, and I have to get an implant here, and it's just not in the cards right now. One day we'll get the implants. But for now, I had temporaries that made it look like I had a tooth here and down here. Made it easier to chew stuff, but I lost them very quickly. I told my mom, because she's a dental hygienist, and she helped me get the dental work done. And I told her, I was like, I'm going to lose these things. Sure enough, I went to a movie theater and saw a horrible movie. What movie did I see? Man, it was such a garbage movie. I fell asleep during it. It was such a garbage movie that I bought a pizza. Usually I won't eat at the theater because the food is way overpriced. But the movie was so boring that I bought a little self-serve pizza. And so I sat down, and when I was eating the pizza, I had to take out my temporaries. Or not temporaries, but they weren't temporaries. They were, I forget what they were even called. But I took them out to eat the pizza, and I left them in the cup holder of the movie theater. And then I called the movie theater, and I went back, and I checked the trash cans, and I couldn't find my teeth. So I don't have the things to go in to fix the holes. But anyway, where was I going with that? Oh, the peanuts. I think the peanuts were so bad because unlike the Pocky One Chip Challenge, or I've eaten Carolina Reapers, I've eaten ghost peppers, and I'll do the no water for 10 minutes, and I can usually handle it. With the peanuts, you got to go 2 peanuts at a time. You eat 2, and then you eat 2, and then you eat 2. You can't just pour them all in your mouth, chew them up, and swallow them. You got to eat little by little. Well, I got 4 peanuts in, and since it's hard for me to chew peanuts. I don't eat peanuts in general. I'm on a carnivore diet. I don't even like peanuts. So I knew I was not going to be able to do this challenge because I'm trying to chew. I usually keep the hot stuff off my lips, and I couldn't chew it in the back of my mouth because I don't have a lot of molars. So I was chewing with my front teeth, and it was getting on my lips, and I only made it 4 peanuts in. But lately, I've been getting my tolerance up. I'll just eat 1 peanut every now and then. I would eat 1 right now, but I don't want my stomach to hurt tonight because I want to sleep. But anyway, the point is, I did the 1 chip challenge. I've done the Carolina Reaper challenge. I grow peppers. I make my own hot sauce. I do all that stuff. I love spicy stuff, and I love spicy challenges. Even if I fail them, like the peanuts, I'll still try it. But unfortunately, this year, I was going to buy the newest Pocky 1 chip challenge at the gas station, the 7-Eleven, and it was on the shelves. But then this happened. Worcester teen dies after participating in 1 chip challenge, police say. Police said Harris Wolaba, who was a 14-year-old 10th grade student at Doherty Memorial High School, died on the same day that he participated in the viral social media trend known as the 1 chip challenge. This kid right here, rest in peace. He passed away, 14 years old. He ate the chip. He went home. He wasn't feeling good. And due to this, the spicy chip voluntarily recalled after Worcester, Massachusetts teen dies after participating in 1 chip challenge. This one is no longer for sale. If you bought a lot of them, you could probably sell them for like, they're $10 a piece. If you bought a pallet of them, you could probably sell them on eBay right now for like $50 a piece. You could cop a little bread off of that because people are still going to want to buy them. They're still going to want to do the challenge. It was not an official recall. It was a voluntary recall from Pocky. They took them off the shelves. Maybe they'll still sell them on their website, but maybe they'll do like age verification or something. But kids were doing this in school. If you've ever done the 1 chip challenge, the fact that kids were doing this at school, bro, you need the whole next day off. You need to eat this thing and have nothing to do for the rest of your day and have the next day off because it's that serious. It is not a game. Let's watch this news article so I don't have to read all this stuff. But, recipes to this kid. It's sad that he died, but I'm also sad that I can't get the 1 chip challenge from 7-Eleven anymore.
We are just learning tonight that snack company Pocky is now pulling off its signature spicy chips from store shelves all across the country. This is after a teenager in Massachusetts reportedly died, according to his family, while trying to complete the quote-unquote 1 chip challenge. That's essentially where people eat this super spicy chip. They take a video of it and then see how long they can not eat or drink afterwards. 14-year-old Harris Willaba's death is now being investigated by a medical examiner. I want to bring in Kristen Dahlgren. What do we know? It is not I don't believe, Kristen, it's an official or formal recall, but the company is voluntarily pulling this. Do I have that right?
Yeah, absolutely. So they're asking retailers now to remove it from the shelves. They are offering a refund. Look, this is, the self-proclaimed spiciest chip in the world. It contains something called Carolina Reaper pepper, as well as Naga Viper pepper, which are among the spiciest peppers.
Man, I wanted to do it.
It comes in a coffin-shaped package.
I was actually prepping for it. The lady at 7-Eleven might have saved some for me behind the counter, but she hasn't been working the last couple days that I've been in there. So if I see her there, I'm going to ask her if she set a couple aside for me.
It is labeled very clearly on the package that it's for adults only. It should be kept away from children. But we had earlier this week that 14-year-old in Massachusetts. His family says that he was at school. He tried to eat the chip.
I mean, I kind of want to play the beta, but that would be mean. I guess since I just said it, I might as well.
Beta!
He started to get a stomach ache. He went to the nurse and was
one
sent
chip, he
home.
died?
Felt a little bit better, and then ultimately he passed out and couldn't be revived. There also were.
I think it might be a false flag. They don't. No, I shouldn't say that. I'm gonna get banned. No, rest in peace to that kid. You know, I'm not the sympathetic type or the empathetic type. But it does. You know, it's horrible that he died. He was young. But this it's kind of crazy because I mean it's bad. I understand being on the toilet for the next couple days. I understand feeling like you're gonna die, but he actually died. I wonder if maybe he had like an allergic reaction to it or something. But I don't believe in allergies, so never mind that.
6 children that we learned about today in an elementary school in Florida. A dad says that his daughter.
I did that one. That's the one I did.
And the 6 children got sick. One of them just wiped their eyes and had a problem, and another one tried
don't touch
to
your
eat it,
eyes.
and so there was a big concern there. So Pocky's saying that they're pulling the chip from shelves. They expressed condolences to the Willaba family. They also said while the product continues to adhere to food safety standards, out of an abundance of caution, we are actively working with retailers to remove the product from the shelves. So Pocky is going to take that off. You know, this has been a viral challenge. Some schools actually had banned it over the past year. And, you know, celebrities like Tony Hawk were seen eating it, but those chips will not be available anymore.
All right, enough of that. So the Pocky One Chip Challenge is over. Unless I can find one on the internet or somebody sends one to me who already got one, I don't think I'm going to be able to get it. Yo, Rumble keeps glitching on. Keeps glitching out. But that's it. That's all the news I got for you guys. That's all the rapid fire news. We did the memes. We did the reels. We did all that stuff. It's only 9 o'clock, which is good. I wanted to get through all of that fast because it's September 11th. We're on Rumble. I'm banned on YouTube. So because of that, I was going to do about an hour of bricks research. And that's what the title of the video, the thumbnail, all that stuff said bricks research live. But I knew it was going to be a boring segment. Like, so I think instead, or I know instead, I've already decided. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to do some 9/11 truther stuff on Rumble. We're going to watch a documentary that kind of changed my life. It's kind of what made me into the monster I am today. I was in boot camp. I was in a correctional boot camp when I was 18. And one of the teachers, I think his name was Mr. Adams. I would love to talk to this guy. But one of the teachers at the boot camp, there was only 2 teachers. One teacher taught math and science, and then one teacher taught English and history. And you'd be in school for like 4 hours a day. The rest of the time you're doing PT, or it was a Christian boot camp. So you'd either be in Bible study, or you'd be playing basketball, or you'd be doing PT, or you'd be in school for 4 hours. But the way the school worked is there were these packets, and you would just do a packet. You're supposed to do a packet each day, but you could do as many as you wanted. So I actually had every single packet done while I was in JDC before I went to the boot camp. So when I went to the boot camp, they couldn't teach me anything because I already did all the packets. Like quick. I was in JDC for 42 days, and most kids could do these packets for years and not get done with them. I did all the packets in less than 42 days because it was very easy stuff. And actually, that boosted my grades in public school because I had like a 0.0 GPA because I never went to school, or I never did anything in school and never did homework. I hated homework. But my GPA got boosted when I went to JDC in the boot camp because I pretty much got straight A's in all the classes permanently because I did all the packets perfectly, got 100% on all the packets, like quick. So then I was just a teacher's aide. When I was in boot camp, going to class, I was like the teacher's aide. I got to sit on the computer. I got to access things on the computer like music and stuff that the other kids couldn't do. I got to work on, they had a beat maker. I got to learn how to make beats and stuff while the other kids were doing schoolwork, and I got to help the teacher because I I did all the packets. But anyway, where am I going with this? Oh, Mr. Adams. So he was the English and history teacher. He was a very overweight guy. He told us at one point that he was prescribed to 12 Xanax bars a day, which is crazy. That's an insane amount of Xanax. But I don't know if he was exaggerating or what, but when he told me that, my mind was blown because I had a little bit of experience with Xanax. I was like, bro, if I eat 2 bars, I'm time traveling all weekend. You do 12 bars a day. That's Baba Booey. But he seemed like a smart guy, a normal guy. He was a very big guy. Maybe that's why he was on so much, or he just developed a tolerance over time. But anyway, I keep getting sidetracked. I'm story time. Story time before we get into the video. But so anyway, in school at boot camp during history class, Mr. Adams said, I'm going to show you guys a movie. And he's like, I'm probably not supposed to show you this. I would probably get in trouble for showing this, but I'm going to show it anyway because I think it's important. And now that I look back, this guy must have been super based because he showed us Loose Change, the first edition, which was over time, it got longer and longer and longer because they kept adding to it. But the first edition of Loose Change, he showed it to us in school at boot camp. And I was just, my mind was blown by this documentary. And if you haven't seen this documentary, we're about to watch it because we're on Rumble and not on YouTube. And it's September 11th, you know, and listen, I would never say people didn't die. Of course, thousands of people lost their lives that day, and that's horrible. That was an attack on America, whether it be from our own government or whether it be from outside forces, whatever it was, whether this documentary is true, whether it's not true. We're just watching this to have an open mind. God rest the souls of everyone who died. It was a horrible event, and I'm not trying to lessen the impact of what happened that day. You know, it was a horrible thing that happened, okay? And people died. Lots of people died. But I think it's good to know this stuff that's in this documentary. So we're going to watch Loose Change, and I'm going to end the recording, and that's it for the YouTube crowd. I will re-upload this on YouTube, JS Urban Adventures on YouTube, just youtube.com/JS Urban Adventures. You can find me if you're on Rumble. I will re-upload this stream onto YouTube, and I'll cut out all the Rumble stuff that I said that I'm not supposed to say on YouTube, so that my YouTube audience that doesn't like the Rumble, doesn't like the glitchiness, can watch it later. But I'm not going to show this on YouTube. This is Rumble exclusive. So YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube, retroactively in the future, for 90 days, we're going to be streaming the Monday night show. Same time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, every Monday night, kicking the week off right. Dreaded Conservative show over on Rumble, rumble.com/user/the Dreaded Conservative. One word, the Dreaded Conservative. TDC, it's the TDC show. Rumble.com/user/the Dreaded Conservative. YouTube, hit the like, subscribe, share, all the good stuff. Watch the video, watch the playlist. We're out on YouTube. Go to Rumble.